And then you call me and it's not so bad, it's not so bad. I want to thank you for giving me the best day of my life. Oh, just to be with you is having the best day of my life.
This is Nationwide 90 FM, owned and operated by Nationwide News Network. We broadcast from our studios at 6 Bradley Avenue, Kingston 10, Jamaica. Transmitting on the FM 90 band. 90.3 from Peters Rock in St. Andrew and Murphy Hill in St. Anne. Serving Kingston and St. Andrew, St. Catherine, St. Anne, parts of Clarendon, St. Mary, and St. Thomas. 90.5 from Huntley in Manchester, transmitting to St. Elizabeth, Westmoreland, Manchester, Clarendon, rural St. Andrew, and parts of St. Thomas. And 90.7 from Cooper's Hill in St. Andrew and Flower Hill in St. James, serving Westmoreland, Hanover, St. James, sections of Trelawney, Kingston, St. Catherine, Clarendon, St. Mary, Portland, and St. Anne. Nationwide 90 FM also broadcasts on the World Wide Web on nationwideradiojm.com and on Flow on channel 916. Nationwide 90 FM, a revolution in media. You're listening to Nationwide 90 FM. The time is
6 o'clock.
From the studios of Nationwide Radio, morning radio the right way. It's Nationwide This Morning.
A very good morning to you. I'm Tona Thomas. Coming up in the news at 6 for this morning, February 24, 2025. Prime Minister Andrew Holness says the police have his full backing amid criticism of mounting fatality numbers and clashes between law enforcers and criminal suspects. Murders have passed the 100 mark for the year. Government Senator Abka Fitzhenley says Peter Bunting seemingly can't bring himself to applaud the gains being made in the fight against violent crime. In regional news, a Kenyan policeman is killed on duty in Haiti. In international news, Germany's Chancellor-elect laments U.S. indifference to the fate of Europe. In sports, Cavalier, Waterhouse and Dumbeholden all win in the Rare Nephew JPL. And in business, some key staff in the U.S. government told to ignore progress report email from Elon Musk. The details after the break.
Every day in a busy world, we have to do so much. Bank of CIBC and get that personal touch. Share your ambitions, let us help your dreams come true. At CIBC, you're at the heart of all we do. We're on your side, we're listening, we know the way you feel. CIBC, ambitions made real.
Catch the first news of the day, a comprehensive package of local, international, sports, and business news. The news at 6 on Nationwide 90 FM.
Now to the details. Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness is defending the work being done by the Jamaica Constabulary Force JCF to rid the country of criminals. This amid a strong criticism of the JCF in the wake of an increase in the number of police fatal shootings since the start of the year. Speaking at a diaspora town hall meeting in Barbados last Friday, Dr. Holness says the JCF has his full support.
This is a telephone call. Go for the gun. See that boy over there, so he might go work at 8 o'clock. You wait at this stoplight. And when him stop, deal with him case. That's organized violence. Called my friend in Miami and say, hey, think them get busted, police gone with them. Send on a new set. Organized criminality. And that must be dealt with in the harshest way possible. And that is why we have made the investments now. When you look at the JCF today, in terms of man and material, it's an information-driven organization, and I am very proud to say that the JCF is doing an amazing job in confronting the very dangerous criminals in Jamaica, and they have my 100% support.
According to the Independent Commission of Investigations INDECOM, 50 people have been fatally shot by the police since the start of the year. 22 of those fatalities have been recorded since the start of February. Both INDECOM and human rights lobby group Jamaicans for Justice have expressed concern about the rising number of police killings. Dr. Holness is asking Jamaicans to reconsider how they view criminals.
We have to change our mindset. We have to stop seeing the criminals as disenfranchised youth who the system fight against. And we need to start to see them as the system that is limiting the true potential of the country. They are the cause of you not wanting to come home. They are the cause of you leaving. They are the cause of the travel advisories. They are the cause of the insecurity. And while we will always leave a door open for them to change their ways and join the hardworking members of the society, they must know that Jamaica is not going to tolerate them anymore.
Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness. Meanwhile, the Prime Minister says his administration has every intention to follow through with plans to build a maximum security prison.
We do have plans to build particularly high security prisons to ensure that those people who we are currently incarcerating, those very dangerous high value criminals, are not able to stay from within the walls of the prison and direct crime outside. In terms of timeline, it is not in this budget, but the development of the prison is in the process.
Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness. Jamaica has surpassed the 100 murder mark for 2025 so far. That's according to the latest statistics from the Jamaica Constabulary Force, JCF. It says 104 murders are recorded up to February 22, but this represents a 25% reduction when compared to the 143 people killed during the corresponding period last year. 12 murders are recorded over the last 7 days. St. Andrews South leads the country with the most murders in any police division, 17. The division is followed by St. Catharines South with 13 murders. Every other division has recorded fewer than 10 homicides, except Trelawney, which has recorded none. Meanwhile, other major crimes, including shootings, rapes, and robberies, have declined. However, break-ins have increased by 13%, coming in at 141 up to February 22. Meanwhile, the Manchester Division has registered 2 more homicides following an incident at a candlelight vigil in Mandeville early on Sunday morning. It's understood a dispute developed between a licensed firearm holder and several other persons at the vigil. The man reportedly parked his car in an open lot next to his premises when a car driven by a man who was leaving the vigil hit his vehicle. The two began arguing and others joined in. The licensed firearm holder reportedly pulled his gun and fired several times, hitting 5 people, including a 12-year-old. 2 women succumbed to their injuries while the others were admitted for treatment. The deceased have been identified as a 35-year-old Aldine Dixon, a resident of Colleyville District in northeast Manchester, and 42-year-old Stacey Ann Mulgrave, a resident of Barnstable District near Mandeville. The suspect turned himself in to the police. It's not immediately clear whether he remains in custody. Member of Parliament for Central Manchester, Rhoda Moore Crawford, says the incident now brings to 3 the number of murders recorded in the parish since January.
In terms of the reductions in major crime, Manchester has been doing very well this year. We were off to a very good start. We are down to 53% reduction in major crimes, and until this incident, we had only had 1 murder, and that was a result of a domestic dispute.
MP Crawford is urging residents to adopt more constructive ways of resolving conflicts.
The investigations are still at the early stage, but I want to use this opportunity to appeal to residents, to constituents, to Jamaicans in general, that we must find better ways to resolve our conflicts. Many of the incidents that have resulted in murders and shooting and serious injury could have very well been avoided if we use better approaches to deal with our conflict resolution.
Rhoda Moy Crawford, a Member of Parliament for Central Manchester. There's an urgent appeal by the St Andrews South Police for 7 individuals who've been listed as persons of interest in the division to report to the Hunts Bay Criminal Investigations Branch immediately. They are Courtney Ashley, otherwise called Alien or Bloodstain, of Fenbrook Avenue, Kingston 20, and Abbey Close, Lees Flat, Red Hills, St Andrew. A man known only as Lickle of a Marvelly, Kingston 20 address. Nigel Dennis, otherwise called Boxhead, of Glenmead Road, Kingston 20. Rowan Anglin, otherwise called Antri, of Denver Crescent, Kingston 20. A man known only as Dudamats of Drusen, Kingston 20, Jabari Bennett, otherwise called Boxer, of Seawood Drive, Kingston 11, and Rowan Anglin, otherwise called Anchi. The police are also asking anyone with information on the whereabouts of any other individuals to contact the Hunts Bay CIB at 876-923-7111, the 119 police emergency number, Crime Stop at 311, or the nearest police station. And a 48-hour curfew is now in effect in areas of the St Andrews South Police Division. The curfew began at 6 p.m. on Sunday, February 23, and will remain in effect until Tuesday, February 25. The curfew covers areas including Chisholm Avenue, Maxfield Avenue, and Marcus Garvey Drive. Government Senator Abka Fitzhenley has accused the former Minister of National Security Peter Bunting of using recent remarks about the work of the security forces to mask his ineptitude while in office. Bunting recently told the media he'll be having a meeting with Indicom in light of 50 police fatal shootings. Those shootings have accompanied a 24% reduction in murders so far this year. Bunting says the meeting is aimed towards ensuring that Jamaica does not return to shortcut policing. Speaking to the media shortly after a JLP Area Council 1 meeting in St Andrew on Sunday evening, Fitzhenley chided Bunting.
Instead of congratulating the hard-working men and women of the JCF and the JDF, this is Bunting attempting to cover for his own failings and seeking to get this country to forget the incompetence and weak leadership that he brought to the portfolio.
Senator Fitzhenley says Bunting is refusing to even offer token appreciation to the security forces for their success so far this year in the fight against violent criminals.
I think the comments by Bunting are unfortunate. He was a man who, when he was security minister, he presided over an increase cumulatively in murders. And he went on a platform and bawled for divine intervention and said, despite the best efforts, the gains were low and slow. And now that the police and the Jamaica Labour Party administration and Dr. Horace Chang are making significant gains in reducing violent crime, including murders, he's seeking to cast aspersions, a shadow over that achievement by saying he has to consult the police oversight body about what's going on.
Senator Abka Fitzhenley. Newly appointed Government Senator Delano Seawright is blasting the opposition PNP for what he says is the lack of a credible plan to improve the lives of the Jamaican people. Speaking at a JLP Area Council 1 meeting in St Andrew on Sunday, Seawright says the PNP have yet to tell the country why they should be given the keys to Jamaica House.
The PNP has no plan. They have been moving around the country and I cannot hear a clear, cohesive plan. We need to carry the message that this government achieved what many thought was impossible, which is to bring down the levels of crime and violence in our country. In the last several years, Kingston had 4 new hotels built. Airbnb has grown from 59,000 guests in 2017 to over 800,000 international and local visitors staying in Airbnbs across this country, raising 32 billion Jamaican dollars in revenues. So when you hear what their plan is no plan and time come.
Seabright says the PNP appeared to only have discussed the issue of how much more tax to extract from the Jamaican people.
Damian Crawford, June last year, talking to the Association of Principals for Secondary Schools. This is the spokesman on education, you know. Same boy who will add a 1% on GCT. That is his plan to address some of the problems in education. The PNP come out and said, boy, nothing no go, so don't worry about it. Him just talking, don't worry about it. Last month, Dayton Campbell, who is the General Secretary of the People's National Party, come out and said we'll put tax on food as his solution to addressing problems in agriculture. What you can see, my friends, is that they have no cohesive plan to develop Jamaica.
Delana Seabright, government senator. Opposition spokesman on finance Julian Robinson says if the PNP should form the next government, it will overhaul the agricultural industry to boost the country's economy. He was speaking at a party meeting in West Rural St. Andrew on Sunday.
Agriculture provides the greatest opportunity for growth. We have a ready market with tourism, and we have to reduce what we spend importing food for the tourism sector. Almost $1.8 billion a year. We have to invest in research and development so we can get the farmers the technical assistance so them know when to plant, how to plant, them know the techniques so they can improve their productivity. We have to invest more in irrigation. Yes, the government doing something, but we only have 15% of agricultural lands that have access to irrigation. So that means if rain fall, you can't produce. We want to make sure farmers can produce all year round.
Julian Robinson, opposition spokesman on finance. The economy contracted by nearly 2% in the final quarter last year. The private sector organization of Jamaica, PSOJ, noted that the lingering impact of adverse weather conditions, including the passage of Hurricane Beryl, affected the economy during the period of review. The agriculture industry suffered a major blow following the July 3 hurricane, and some farmers are still reeling from the impact. Robinson says that the PNP will simplify the process for farmers to seek monetary support. Finance Minister Favour Williams says the latest ratings by international credit agency Fitch reflect the resilience of Jamaica's economy despite weather-related shocks. Fitch has affirmed Jamaica's credit rating at BB- with a positive rating outlook.
I am more than pleased to know that international rating agency Fitch has affirmed Jamaica's rating at BB- with a continued positive outlook. Fitch last upgraded Jamaica's rating in March of last year to the current rating. The upgrade last year came well before Beryl, well before Raphael, and well before the above average rainfall in the month of November. These weather-related shocks were significantly negative for the economy. When they look at us a year later, they concluded that they are going to maintain their rating at BB- with a continued positive outlook for the country. And that is significantly positive.
Fitch says the ratings reflect a stronger governance than the peer median, significant progress with debt reduction, a sound fiscal framework, and a strong political commitment to deliver large primary surpluses. It says the positive outlook reflects an expectation of continued improvement in debt metrics and a further strengthening of the policy framework over the next few years. The ratings come amid concerns that the country might be on the brink of a recession. Minister Williams says Fitch recognizes the government's commitment to attaining fiscal stability.
Fitch recognizes that the government remains steadfast in its commitment to meet the 60% debt to GDP target that the government has put in place, shock absorbers through the disaster financing policy initiative that we were able to call on to help us to recover faster. And Fitch also knows that the government remains committed to the 46% inflation targeting policy that is being implemented by the Bank of Jamaica.
Favour Williams, Minister of Finance. And that's it for the local segment of the news. Up next, regional and international.
Payroll processing giving you angina? Complete your payroll in just 15 minutes with ICOPay. ICOPay is an efficient payroll software that simplifies payroll processing and returns for businesses of all sizes. Features includes SO1 and SO2 filings, online salary deposits, payslip distribution via email, and many more. It's Jamaica's best-selling payroll solution. Visit ICOPayJA.com for a demo. Follow at ICOPayJA or call or WhatsApp at 876-333-5809.
In regional and international news, a Kenyan policeman assigned to Haiti to help combat violent gangs was killed in an altercation with one of the gangs. The incident occurred in the Artibonite region of western Haiti, where Kenyan police were engaged in operations last week to dismantle Haitian gangs. This marks the first fatality since the Kenyan-led security team began its mission in Haiti in June 2024. In a statement, the Kenyan mission conveyed that officers acted in response to a request for assistance from residents in Pont Sonde. The officer's death occurred amidst a rise in gang-related violence in the Greater Port-au-Prince area over the previous week. In international, Friedrich Merz, the man set to lead Germany after winning the election, says the U.S. government is largely indifferent to the fate of Europe. Merz, whose conservative CDU-CSU alliance won with 28.6% of the vote, says he wants to strengthen Europe so it can achieve real independence from the U.S. The BBC says the 69-year-old Merz will now try to form a coalition. The far-right Alternative for Germany had a record second-place result of 20.8%, but Merz has ruled out working with them. Outgoing Chancellor Olaf Scholz, Social Democrats, had their worst ever result with 16.4%. Also in international news this morning, 3 years since Russia began its full-scale invasion of Ukraine, European leaders and Canada's Justin Trudeau are in Kyiv in a show of support. The leaders are discussing Ukraine's war effort as the U.S., which is not at the summit, applies pressure on President Zelensky. To mark the anniversary, President Zelensky hailed Ukrainians' absolute heroism and 3 years of resistance. 3 years ago, Russian tanks rolled into Ukraine before Russian forces tried to take the capital, Kyiv. And that's it for regional and international. Up next, sports.
Outperform, outlast, with top performance, Jackama, reliable, full stop, not comma. We have the expertise for drilling and demolition. We have the power tools for plumbers and electrician. Fancy select tools, 3 parts and 3 repairs. 3 parts, 3 repairs. 2 to 3 years. Hilton, available at Delta Supply, 106 Hagley Park Road. Call us at 876-302-61124. Delta Supply, we service what we sell.
Yes, it's tax time. March 17 is the due date for your income tax returns. Self-employed individuals are required to file their annual returns SO4 and estimated return SO4A with income tax, education tax, NHT, and NIS due and payable on one return. Companies are required to file the ITO2, which is the annual return, and the estimated return ITO7. Visit jamaicatax.gov.jm or call 888-TAX-HELP for details. Tax Administration Jamaica, working together to serve you even better.
And everybody let me hear ya. Me have to ask, why eat other snacks when sunshine has the best for you? Nature's best buns are crunchy, the flavor that sings to you. Salted banana and plantain, taste the freshness
Time now for your morning sports. Jody Brown and Kayla McKenna were on target as the senior Reggae Girls beat hosts Peru 2-0 on Sunday. Brown put the Reggae Girls in front in the 5th minute. McKenna struck in the 52nd minute. Coach of the Reggae Girls, Hubert Busby, says the team played better in the second half.
It was a little bit difficult from our perspective, which we know was going to be. Peru was going to give us a good game. I think the most important thing for us, not only did we get the result in the end, we were able to adjust and manage the game a lot better. I thought we didn't necessarily do that in the first half, and I think the second half was a lot better.
Hubert Busby, the teams meet again on Wednesday. Now, Jamaica's under-20 Reggae Girls will tackle Nicaragua in a top-of-the-table clash in Group D of the CONCACAF World Cup qualifiers on Monday evening at 7. Both teams are undefeated with 6 points each from 2 matches. The Jamaicans have scored 11 goals while Nicaragua scored 13. A win for either team will secure them a spot in the CONCACAF Women's Under-20 final round of qualifiers. Champions Cavalier beat Chapelton Maroons 2-1 in the Rare Nephew Jamaica Premier League at the Tony Spalding Complex on Sunday. Meanwhile, Dunbeholden outscored Humber Lion 3-2. In other results, Harbourview and Tivoli drew 2-2. Racing United beat Malines United 3-2. And Waterhouse clipped 10-man Portmore United 1-0. Finally, in your morning sports, Akeem Peterson and Amali Randall each scored a double in Corville Gardens' 7-0 win over Pembroke Hall in the Wren Nephew Major League Football competition on Sunday. In other results, Red Hills beat Ligony 4-0, Maxfield beat Seaview Gardens 2-1, Almond Woodford and Mountain View drew 1-1, and New Kingston and Central Kingston played out a 2-2 draw. And that's it for your morning sports.
Are you ready to turn your sales and marketing skills into high earnings? Nationwide 90 FM is searching for business development executives to help us grow our business and build lasting client relationships. If you have experience across all stages of the sales cycle and possess strong communication, negotiation, and time management skills with a proven sales track record, this opportunity is perfect for you. Join our team and work with the top corporate brands, media agencies, and of course, our on-air personalities. Enjoy networking opportunities, professional growth, and competitive commissions. Ready to take the next step? Send your resume to hr@nationwidenewsnetwork.com today.
In business this morning, the BBC is reporting that key U.S. departments within the Trump administration have told staff not to comply with an email from Elon Musk last Saturday. The email asks staff to use or to list 5 bullet points of what they have accomplished in the past week. The FBI, State Department, and Pentagon were among agencies that instructed employees not to answer the message. Other department heads advised staff to comply, while some told workers to wait for further guidance before responding. Musk said failure to respond by Monday at midnight would be interpreted as the employee resigning. President Donald Trump has yet to comment on the email. The conflicting guidance caused confusion for hundreds of thousands of government bureaucrats as Musk's Department of Government Efficiency DOGE task force leads an outside effort to aggressively reduce government spending. Now, India and the UK will restart free trade talks on Monday, nearly a year after negotiations were paused ahead of general elections in both countries. According to the BBC, Jonathan Reynolds, the UK's business and trade secretary, is in Delhi, where he will meet his Indian counterpart, Piyush Goyal, to kick off the 2-day discussions. Ahead of the meeting, Reynolds said it was a no-brainer to seek a trade deal with India, which was forecast to become the world's third largest economy in a a few years. The countries have held more than a dozen rounds of negotiations since 2022, but an agreement has remained out of reach. Sticking points include high tariffs in India on Scotch whisky and demands to relax fees and visa rules for Indian students and professionals going to the UK. Talks are being held for the first time after the Labour Party came to power in the UK, and Reynolds says securing a deal is a top priority for his government. Finally now, in foreign exchange trading, the Jamaican dollar will open trading today, selling for an average $158.14 against the benchmark US dollar. The Jamaican dollar will open trading today, selling for an average $113.05 against the Canadian. And finally, the Jamaican will open trading, selling for an average $200.51 against the British pound. That's it for business this morning.
Clear your barrels and personal shipments with ease and convenience. Request a customs contactless clearance today through CCP at jca.gov.jm. The time by the Jamaica Customs Agency is
6:29.
Yo, my boss. Yo, my general. Yo, my king. The new BK Mega Stacker. Come for run everything. Choose your style. Double, triple, or quad stack. Juicy grilled beef. Plus crispy bacon, some stackerific sauce, and layers of melted cheese. So if you think you can angle it, stackify yourself today. Order the BK Mega Stacker and have it your way. The new BK Mega Stacker. Built for satisfaction. Limited time. Only at Burger King.
Since 1995, we've been your go-to source for everything related to billiards, amusement machines, and electronics. With locations at 1A Lindsay Terrace, Kingston 10, and the Village Plaza, Big Bridge, Savannah, Lamar, we offer top-quality pool table parts and accessories, cutting-edge gaming machines, and more. We also specialize in assembly, sales, and service of amusement machines. We provide unmatched customer service, expert solutions, and products tailored to your needs. Who are we? We are Eclipse Enterprise. Telephone 876-960-3891.
Avenue, and then we'll take it higher. Oh, we're gonna rock down to Electric Avenue, and then we'll take it higher. Working so hard like a soldier, can't afford a thing on TV. Deep in my heart I abhor ya, can't get food for the kid. Good God, we're gonna rock down to Electric Avenue, and then we'll take it higher. Oh, we're gonna rock down to Electric Avenue, and then we'll take it higher. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! We're gonna rock down to Electric Avenue, and then we'll take it higher. Oh, we're gonna rock down to Electric Avenue, and then we'll take it higher. Who is to blame? Electric Avenue. And then we'll take it higher. Oh no, we're gonna rock down to Electric Avenue. And then we'll take it higher. Oh, out in the street. Out in the street. Out in the daytime.
Good morning to you. Good morning to you. Happy Monday. It is Monday, February 24, 2025. You're tuned in to Nationwide This Morning, NTM. Thank you so much for coming on over and joining us this Monday morning, start of a brand new work week. I'm Tona Thomas.
And I'm on Electric Avenue. My name is George. Morning,
Hey to
Tona.
George.
Morning,
Hey to
morning,
you.
morning,
Hey to you. Hey to you.
Morning.
Yeah. I'm looking to see at the end of the day how many people in the U.S. submit their...
A lot have.
A lot have. But
Many
I'm looking
have.
to see at the end of the day because he was giving them, well, let's check back tomorrow since he says until midnight.
Mhm.
So let's check back tomorrow to see how many people submit, what would you call it now? Their
bullet points.
Their bullet points.
Progress report.
Their progress report of the work they have done.
Dear Elon, these are the 5 things I've achieved since last week. Boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Every day is a new thing in the United States. Interesting times.
Yes, indeed. Somebody in the chat saying, George, you never walk alone. Maxwell Solomon. Congratulations to Liverpool on winning the Premier League title on Sunday, beating Man City. I don't understand. Them say, Man U are rubbish, yet Man U beat Man City at Man City. Liverpool beat Man City at Man City. There's Liverpool are greatest side. It doesn't make sense to me, but I mean, get 3 points. Take a 3 points and go on. Take a 3 points and go on. You're all right. Congratulations.
It's Manchester United against the world.
Against the world. But I mean, no matter what, them just still have a top up beside, yeah?
Yes.
Anyway, listeners, we return to this issue of the police this morning because of a weekend narrative. Several people talking about the number of police fatal shootings. Not many people talking about the reduction in violent crimes, major crimes, since the start of the year. Well, that's not true, because many people who were pushing back against those who were lamenting the fact of the police fatal shootings and seeming to blame the police for not carrying out their work properly, those who were speaking up for the police were mentioning the good work that the police did last year, the year before, and which they've continued so far since the start of this year. Now, Bruce Golding featured in an article published by The Observer, it was a front page article on the weekend, where his comments can be distilled in one simple question. What of the 50 fatal shootings so far, how many of them have been controversial? And it's a necessary question to ask. And I could give an answer to say, well, Mr. Golding, the shooting of the gentleman up in, we're calling it Lawrence Tavern, but the relatives told us when they spoke to us in the morning, it's not quite Lawrence Tavern, but it's a general area. That shooting is, by all considered opinions, controversial, because we were told that it's a peaceful man, not a violence producer, as the police have branded some of the gentlemen, but a peaceful man who lost his life in controversial circumstances. Well, that's one. I can't think of many more of the 50. And so that one doesn't sufficiently give me cause to say, boy, something is seriously wrong with 50 men, mostly criminal suspects, overwhelmingly so, being cut down in exchanges with the police. We need to consider a few things. The fear of crime has been high and accepted in this country for decades. It's the reason security companies have exploded over the decades. Every policeman retiring now, going to start a security company or going to work in one that his friend has started. People who are not in law enforcement have started security businesses. And most people, well, not most people, many people in that business are eating well. Because the appetite for security, to continue along the food line, the appetite is insatiable. It's a ravenous appetite. People want to feel secure in their businesses and their homes because the fear of crime is so high. And where there's that fear, then those in the profit-making business are going to go into security to seek to satisfy that hunger for security. And why is the fear of crime so high? It's because the criminals have gotten into our heads. They've told us by their actions that police can't stop them. And someone may say, but George, the majority of the 50 people killed, how do you know that they are criminals? Well, I know that there are criminal suspects mostly among that number. And so I'm going off the premise that the police are dealing with people who they suspect strongly based on their intelligence are involved in criminality. So I'll proceed. So the criminal suspects who tangle with the police, they have sown in our minds this fear that they can do as they like, bust gun as they like, shoot boy in front of station, in a station, box down squaddy, shoot squaddy, kill anybody they like. That's what has pervaded in Jamaica over these many years, and you can see it reflected in the songs of our popular artists. And don't let any clown DJ tell you about, oh, it's just singing about, it's just words on a paper, it's just vibes, I just true, me no believe in it. Rubbish. The thing with dancehall DJs is that when they come under pressure for what they sing about, they tell you that it's not reality. They just make it up and you're not to take them seriously. So if they say they bust gun and they dream of killing people, we should take it as just fantasy. We shouldn't believe them. So that means when they say that they are of a certain proclivity, we shouldn't believe them either. When they say they love a certain thing and don't love a certain thing, what should we believe? I'm just saying, don't follow the DJs about it's just fantasy. It's their environment that they're in, the friends that they keep, many of them. And what they tell us about gunmen in Jamaica is that gunmen have a dream that is often at odds with the reality. Many gunmen, I believe, dream of killing the police. They dream of situations where they and the police come into contact. They dream of a situation where they have their guns and they steer down the police with their guns and they dream of opening fire on the police. The problem is that this dream often butts heads with reality. And when reality sets in, then the dream is abandoned because they realize that the police have superior training. The police have firepower. And the police have the law mandated by the state behind them to give them a boost in these confrontations. Witness what happened at that market in, was it Spalding? Some time ago. Yeah? A situation where it was a dream scenario for them, Have heavy gun, police outside, reenacting what you see in the movie. I'm going to be the modern day, the real life John Wick. Until man gets shot and start ball, and you realize the shot hot. And you go on live and you beg for your life. Dreams abandoned because the state has turned it on and you realize that you're no match for the police. I say all that to say that in recent times, I'm not saying that it has abated, but Jamaicans are feeling positive about the work of the police in a way that if we continue to feel this positively, the fear of crime will abate. Because you no longer feel as if you're at the mercy of criminals. Criminals murder people, get away with it. High profile crime unsolved. To this day, they can't tell you who murdered Madame Rose Leon. The legendary politician who served both sides, history maker, a first in many things in the JLP, can't find our murderer. The former chief of defense staff, Harley Lewin, police commissioner as well, his mother was murdered. They still can't find who it is. Several high-profile murders in Jamaica over time. Not one suspect. When was the last time there was a high-profile murder and the police don't report shortly that they have a suspect in custody and they have somebody charged? It's a different police force that we're dealing with. It's also a different kind of criminal that we're dealing with. It's a criminal who has been emboldened by the passage of time, who believe that they can turn it on as they see fit. They believe that they can turn their dreams into realities of killing squaddy. And then, when they come to the test, they realize that they've made a fatal mistake. So I say all this to say that Jamaicans, for the first time in a long time, we believe that the state can win. Not that the state is winning, because these are very early days in this process of getting homicides, eliminating the string of homicides that we as media have to report on every day, that you as consumers of the news hear every day. The state can win. The state can use intelligence to put cases together to bring men to justice, criminals to justice. It can take them out when they decide to confront the state. And I say this to you. Last week we carried a story of the Ants Nest gangsters. One of them, whose mother told the police about a gun he had hidden at the yard. And he said, he called her and said, "Mummy, me go kill you." Then if you go tell your mother that you're going to kill her, you live at the same yard with her, you tell your mother you're going to kill her, are you going to be afraid to kill a policeman? It's the mentality of the criminals the police are facing. And when the police face them down and rise to their challenge and fight fire with fire, men are going to die. This is Jamaica. We know how police stay over time. We know about the police death squads. We know at a certain time certain things go on. But in the main, you give the police the benefit of the doubt. And when you raise a weapon against the police, you should be prepared for the worst of it. The last thing I'll say is this. We pretend as if many times, perhaps even most times, when the police go after wanted men, that these men are not brought in to face justice, that them just kill everybody. That's rubbish. You know why? I brought the numbers with me this morning. That recent Capri study about hits and misses. Yeah, and if you took the time to read the document, you'd see some interesting numbers. Quickly, these are what they are. In 2010, 294 men were arrested for murder, shooting. Well, let me just go murder alone. For murder, 294 men in 2010. 2011, 448. 2012, 407. 2013, 472. 2014, 429. 2015, 611. 2016, 686. 2017, 671. 2018, 660. 2019, 543. 2020, 666. Now, these are the numbers yearly. These are men the police did not kill. These men arrested for murder. How many of them think walk in a station and say, "Squaddy, me here say you walk me for murder, see me here, arrest me"? The overwhelming majority were apprehended during operations. Police go for them. These were not killed. It proves that the security forces have a record of bringing in wanted men who don't rise gun against them. But when you have gun in hand, you and your cronies in house and police come, and for a moment you forget that the dream different from the reality. And you try to act out your dream. You try to be Keanu Reeves in John Wick. And then your chest stop a bullet and you die. And people make noise that the police should not work in the way that they are working to neutralize you. You're not getting any sympathy from me.
The Ministry of Justice offers free counseling to victims of crime. Call 876-946-0663. The time by the Ministry of Justice is
6:48.
JPS and Partners Cooperative Credit Union offers financial solutions for every stage in your life: savings, auto loans, mortgages, and more. The temperature by JPS and Partners Cooperative Credit Union, your financial partner for life, is
25 degrees Celsius in Kingston, 24 degrees Celsius in Montego Bay, 19 degrees Celsius in Mandeville.
Jamaica, the national budget is here and it affects you, your family, your future, your community. It's all connected. Now is the time to get informed and get involved. How will this year's budget impact your daily life? What opportunities and changes are ahead? Tune in on Tuesday, March 11 as the Honorable Favour Williams, Minister of Finance and the Public Service, presents the central government budget for fiscal year 2025-2026. The national budget is everybody's business. Jamaica, this is your future. Be a part of it. Visit mof.gov.gm for details.
For all your electrical needs, visit ABC Electrical Sales. They stock a wide variety of electrical supplies including plugs, switches, panel boards and conduits, plus energy-saving fixtures. ABC Electrical Sales stocks brands like GE, Siemens, Philips, Cutler Hammer and Allen Bradley. They also offer free island-wide delivery just to suit your needs. Visit them at Shop 8, Hagley Park Plaza, Kingston 10, or call 876-754-3714-5 or 876-754-3825-8. ABC Electrical Sales, for a better choice in the electrical business.
You can have it all. Company events, birthday parties, or the wedding of your dreams. It's all possible at Grand Palladium Hotels and Resorts. We have magnificent event rooms and a dedicated team that will make your event the best experience that only Grand Palladium Hotels and Resorts can offer. Contact us at 876-619-0000 or call your favorite travel agency and ask about our promotion designed especially for you.
Street Smart and the JUTC Morning Commute is brought to you by JUTC, your route to excellence.
Gwendolyn Burton, good morning to you. Gwendolyn, I've been told to give you a special shout out this morning as we head to Street Smarts 1 with Ludlow McLean. And when Grandpa should be changing nappies, he's up counting views on YouTube. Yeah? Good morning, Clifton. Good morning. Anyway, Ludlow, good morning. Street Smarts 1, take it away, sir.
Cliff is busy, man.
Him not busy, him not nothing for do. Well, Ludlow, nothing him not for do.
Lay down your hands and come and give up, George. Well, I'm going to tell you. Anyway, the situation is fairly bright now and some clouds above, but as usual, the west is more challenging than west going east. But on the eastern side, if you're coming off like Beverly Hills, from Long Mountain, Beverly Hills, heading down to Mountain View, heading down to Olop Road, then onto Mountain View Avenue, going southbound is pretty good going there. Going past Stanton Terrace from the Olop Road, and it's pretty good going to Seymour Avenue, Lady Musgrave Road. All these areas are good vehicular movement, and going further down, you go into Tamredcom, it's pretty good, no problems. Camp Road, going further down to South Camp Road, it's out of Miriam Road, that's the Vineyard Town area, onto South and the South Camp Road. It's pretty good going there. Windward Road, all the way out to Victoria Avenue and going on onto East Queen Street is pretty good movement in that space. Manly Meadows, yes. Michael Manley Boulevard, that's also pretty good going. And this is on the eastern side. So if you're going west, heading out to Sir Florida Glasspool, your movement is okay. But remember, you're going to have some challenges coming from out of the 7 Mile Bull Bay area to get to that roundabout. So the earlier you leave there, the earlier you get there, the better. All right, but as I said, most of the traffic is on the westbound side, heading east. So it's a first report for the morning. And we see the pothole journey continues, although there are some complaints about the spaces that are left. All right, so let's see what happens as the week and month progresses. Over to you, George.
Thank you, Ludlow. Ludlow McLean there with the Street Smarts 1. Up next, your word of the day.
Street Smart and the JUTC Morning Commute was brought to you by JUTC, your route to excellence.
Your word of the day is spelt N-I-T-I-D, spelt N-I-T-I-D.
Knitted. Knitted. Knitted.
Knitted is your word of the day, meaning bright, knitted. First recorded between 1610 and 1620, knitted. To use it in a sentence, the car's freshly waxed hood looked knitted under the street lights. Knitted is your word of the day. N-I-T-I-D, meaning bright. First recorded between 1610 and 1620. Don't know if you'll have any reason to use this one. N-I-T-I-D, but that is your word of the day. Yeah. George, what you saying?
Off ear muted.
Living Well is brought to you by the New Walters Pharmacy, Black River, St. Elizabeth. Everything exceptional.
Farming in Jamaica is becoming very chemical dependent, and in some sectors is totally chemical dependent. One such sector is the sugarcane sector. Most people do not know that the production of sugarcane requires one of the most dangerous chemicals out there. It goes by the name of Merlin WG75, and it's manufactured by Bayer Agrochemicals, South Africa. It is used for killing weeds when growing sugarcane. We will look at the information from the company's safety data sheet. The parts pertinent to us reads as follows. Reproductive toxicity, Category 2, damages the unborn child. Acute aquatic toxicity, Category 1, very toxic to aquatic life. And chronic aquatic toxicity, very toxic to aquatic life with long-lasting effects. Hazardous components, isofloxacetol. The Environmental Protection Agency in the United States states the following about isofloxacetol. It is acutely toxic and will almost always move off-site, even if administered as directed. It is classified as a Group B2 probable human carcinogen. The data available listed as highly phytotoxic. It is persistent and mobile and will leach and accumulate in groundwater and through surface water. Isofloxacetol causes damage to the thyroid gland and degeneration of the liver. Its residues can contaminate surface water through spray drift. Under some conditions, isofloxacetol residues may also have a high potential for runoff into surface water, primarily via dissolution of runoff water. For several weeks after application, these include poorly draining or wet soils with readily visible slopes toward adjacent surface waters and frequently flooded areas. In a study titled Pesticide Use in Human Health in Northwestern Jamaica 2007, the Caribbean Agroeconomic Society, the study was a collaborative effort between the Westmoreland Health Department, Ministry of Health Jamaica, University of Birmingham, Alabama, and the Department of Agricultural Economics, Auburn University. The report stated the following facts. A number of studies have detected high levels of pesticide residues in surface water and aquatic life in Jamaica, and acute pesticide poisoning is believed to be widespread there. Although 96% of farmers had some form of formal education, 75% had received no training in the use of pesticides. Only about 15% thought that crop yields and quality could be maintained without the use of pesticides, and only 29% believed that pesticide use posed a health risk, while 91% thought that pesticide use was an environmental hazard. Most alarming, however, was this quote. A fair proportion of farmers burn, bury, or dump unused pesticides or empty pesticide containers in the bushes. As we can see, we have a very serious problem, not only with the use of dangerous chemicals, but also ignorance about the products being used and how to dispose of them properly. The disposal problem is greater, however, than just the farmer. The distributor and the government also has a role to play. Some of these products in unused portions and containers can only be disposed of in a certain way that may be technical in its means. That's Living Well for today. Tune in next time for the final installment of pesticides, herbicides, and fungicides.
Living Well was brought to you by the New Walters Pharmacy, Black River, St. Elizabeth. Everything exceptional.
Fearless and fair. Nationwide 90 FM.
We live in a world where everyone is exercising, but at the same time do so with care. Hi, I'm Tana, and these are your lifestyle pages. Coming out at the crack of dawn to jog by yourself might not be a very good idea. However, if you choose to do so in groups. Leave all valuables at home, such as phones, iPods, and jewelry. Do not trod on roads and lanes you don't know. Jog on roadways that are adequately lit. It's also best practice to tell a family member where you're heading, and to maintain a particular time when you get back, so that just in case you aren't back at the designated time, your family may see it as an indicator that something is wrong. And change your route at least twice per week. I'm Tana, and those were your lifestyle pages.
Nationwide 90 FM, continuing the tradition of fair, fearless, and factual reporting. You're listening to Nationwide 90 FM. The time is
7 o'clock.
If you need to build it, plumb it, weld it, pave it, or power it, National Supply has it. Get the best brands for the job at Jamaica's Industrial Hardware Superstore, Kingston Normal Bay. The temperature by National Supply is
25 degrees Celsius in Kingston, 24 degrees Celsius in Montego Bay, 19 degrees Celsius in Mandeville.
the most credible news in the morning. The news at 7 on Nationwide 90 FM.
Coming up in the news at 7 today, Monday, February 24, 2025, Prime Minister Holness says the police have his full backing amid criticism of mounting fatality numbers in clashes between law enforcers and criminal suspects. Murders have passed the 100 mark for the year. Government Senator Abka Fitzhenley says Peter Bunting seemingly can't bring himself to applaud the gains being made in the fight against violent crime. And in international news, Germany's Chancellor-elect laments U.S. indifference to the fate of Europe.
If it's news, it's got to be Nationwide 90 FM.
Now to the details. Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness is defending the work being done by the Jamaica Constabulary Force JCF to rid the country of criminals. This amid strong criticism of the JCF in the wake of an increase in the number of police fatal shootings since the start of the year. Speaking at a diaspora town hall meeting in Barbados last Friday, Dr. Holness says the JCF has his full support.
This is a telephone call. Go for the gun. See that boy over there, so he might go work at 8 o'clock. You wait at this stoplight. When him stop, deal with him case. That's organized violence. Called my friend in Miami and I said, hey, think them get busted, police gone with them, send down a new set. Organized criminality. And that must be dealt with in the harshest way possible. And that is why we have made the investments now. When you look at the JCF today, in terms of man and material, it's an information-driven organization. And I am very proud to say that the JCF is doing an amazing job in confronting the very dangerous criminals in Jamaica, and they have my 100% support.
The Independent Commission of Investigations, INDECOM, says 50 people have been fatally shot by the police since the start of the year. 22 of those fatalities have been recorded since the start of February. Both INDECOM and human rights lobby group Jamaicans for Justice have expressed concern about the rising number of police killings. Dr. Holness is asking Jamaicans to reconsider how they view criminals.
We have to change our mindset. We have to stop seeing the criminals as disenfranchised youth who the system fight against. And we need to start to see them as the system that is limiting the true potential of the country. They are the cause of you not wanting to come home. They are the cause of you leaving. They are the cause of the travel advisories. They are the cause of the insecurity. And while we will always leave a door open for them to change their ways and join the hardworking members of the society, they must know that Jamaica is not going to tolerate them anymore.
And the Prime Minister says his administration has every intention to follow through with plans to build a maximum security prison.
We do have plans to build particularly high security prisons to ensure that those people who we are currently incarcerating, those very dangerous high value criminals, are not able to stay from within the walls of the prison and direct crime outside. In terms of timeline, it is not in this budget, but the development of the prison is in the process.
Dr. Andrew Holness, Prime Minister. Jamaica has surpassed the 100 murder mark for 2025. That's according to the latest statistics from the Jamaica Constabulary Force, JCF. The figures show that 104 murders were recorded up to February 22. This represents a 27% reduction when compared to the 143 people killed during the corresponding period last year. 12 murders were recorded over the last 7 days. St. Andrews South leads the country with the most murders across police divisions at 17. That division is followed by St. Catherine South with 13 murders. Every other division has recorded fewer than 10 homicides, excepting Trelawney, which has recorded none. Meanwhile, other major crimes, including shootings, rape, and robberies, have declined. However, break-ins have increased by 13%, coming in at 141 up to February 22. Meanwhile, the Manchester Division has registered 2 more homicides following an incident at a candlelight vigil in Mandeville early on Sunday morning. It's understood a dispute developed between a licensed firearm holder and several other persons at the event. The man reportedly parked his car in an open lot next to his premises when a car driven by a man who was leaving the vigil hit his vehicle. The two began arguing and others joined in. The licensed firearm holder reportedly pulled his gun and fired several times, hitting 5 people, including a 12-year-old boy. 2 women succumbed to the injuries while the others were admitted for treatment. The deceased have been identified as 35-year-old Aldine Dixon, a resident of Coleyville District in northeast Manchester, and 42-year-old Stacey Ann Mulgrave, a resident of Barnstable District near Mandeville. The suspect turned himself in to the police. It's not immediately clear whether he remains in custody. The Member of Parliament for Central Manchester, Rhoda Moy Crawford, says the incident now brings to 3 the number of murders recorded in the parish since January 1.
In terms of the reductions in major crime, Manchester has been doing very well this year. We were off to a very good start. We are down to 53% reduction in major crimes, and until this incident, we had only had 1 murder, and that was a result of a domestic dispute.
MP Crawford is urging residents to adopt more constructive ways of resolving conflicts.
The investigations are still at the early stage, but I want to use this opportunity to appeal to residents, to constituents, to Jamaicans in general, that we must find better ways to resolve our conflicts. Many of the incidents that have resulted in murders and shooting and serious injury could have very well been avoided if we use better approaches to deal with our conflict resolution.
Rhoda Moy Crawford, MP for Central Manchester. Government Senator Abka Fitzhenley has accused former Minister of National Security Peter Bunting of using recent remarks about the work of the security forces to mask his ineptitude while in office. Bunting recently told the media he'll be having a meeting with Indicom in light of 50 police fatal shootings since January 1. Those shootings have accompanied a 24% reduction in murders so far this year. Bunting says the meeting is aimed towards ensuring that Jamaica does not return to shortcut policing. Speaking to the media shortly after a JLP Area Council 1 meeting in St. Andrew on Sunday, Fitzhenley chided his Senate colleague.
Instead of congratulating the hard-working men and women of the JCF and the JDF, this is Bunting attempting to cover for his own failings and seeking to get this country to forget the incompetence and weak leadership that he brought to the portfolio.
Senator Fitzhenley says Bunting is refusing to even offer token appreciation to the security forces for their success so far this year in the fight against violent criminals.
I think the comments by Bunting are unfortunate. Here's a man who, when he was security minister, he presided over an increase cumulatively in murders. And he went on a platform and bawled for divine intervention and said, despite the best efforts, the gains were low and slow. And now that the police and the Jamaica Labour Party administration and Dr. Horace Chang are making significant gains in reducing violent crime, including murders. He's seeking to cast aspersions, a shadow over that achievement by saying he has to consult the police oversight body about what's going on.
Senator Abka Fitzhenley. Newly appointed Government Senator Delano Siverite is blasting the PNP for what he says is the lack of a credible plan by the opposition party to improve the lives of the Jamaican people. Speaking at a JLP Area Council 1 meeting in St. Andrew on Sunday, Siverite says the PNP have yet to tell the country why they should be given the keys to Jamaica House.
The PNP has no plan. They have been moving around the country, and I cannot hear a clear, cohesive plan. We need to carry the message that this government achieved what many thought was impossible, which is to bring down the levels of crime and violence in our country. In the last several years, Kingston had 4 new hotels built. Airbnb has grown from 59,000 guests in 2017 to over 800,000 international and local visitors staying in Airbnbs across this country, raising $32 billion Jamaican dollars in revenues. So when you hear what their plan is no plan and time come.
Siverite says the PNP appear to only have discussed the issue of how much more tax to extract from the Jamaican people.
Damian Crawford, June last year, talking to the Association of Principals for Secondary Schools. This is the spokesman on education, you know. Saying boy, we're going to add a 1% on GCT. That is his plan to address some of the problems in education. The PNP come out and said, boy, nothing no go, so don't worry about it. Him just talking, don't worry about it. Last month, Dayton Campbell, who is the General Secretary of the People's National Party, come out and said we put tax on food as his solution to addressing problems in agriculture. What you can see, my friends, is that they have no cohesive plan to develop Jamaica.
Delano Siverite, Government Senator. Opposition spokesman on finance Julian Robinson says that the PNP should form the next government. It will overhaul the agricultural industry to boost the economy. He was speaking at a party meeting in West Rural St. Andrew on Sunday.
Agriculture provides the greatest opportunity for growth. We have a ready market with tourism, and we have to reduce what we spend importing food for the tourism sector. Almost $1.8 billion a year. We have to invest in research and development so we can give the farmers the technical assistance so them know when to plant, how to plant, them know the techniques so they can improve their productivity. We have to invest more in irrigation. Yes, the government doing something, but we only have 15% of agricultural lands that have access to irrigation. So that means if rain fall, you can't produce. We want to make sure farmers can produce all year round.
Julian Robinson, opposition spokesman on finance. The economy contracted by nearly 2% in the final quarter in 2024. The private sector organization of Jamaica noted that the lingering impact of adverse weather conditions, including the passage of Hurricane Beryl, affected the economy during the review period. The agriculture industry suffered a major blow following the July 3 hurricane, and some farmers are still struggling to recover from the impact. Robinson says the PNP will simplify the process for farmers to seek monetary support. Finance Minister Favour Williams says the latest ratings by international credit agency Fitch reflected the resilience of the economy despite weather-related shocks. Fitch has affirmed Jamaica's credit rating at BB- with a positive rating outlook.
I am more than pleased to know that international rating agency Fitch has affirmed Jamaica's rating at BB- with a continued positive outlook. Fitch last upgraded Jamaica's rating in March of last year to the current rating. The upgrade last year came well before Beryl, well before Raphael, and well before the above average rainfall in the month of November. These weather-related shocks were significantly negative for the economy. When they look at us a year later, they concluded that they are going to maintain their rating at BB- with a continued positive outlook for the country. And that is significantly positive.
Fitch says the ratings reflect stronger governance than the peer median, significant progress with debt reduction, a sound fiscal framework, and a strong political commitment to deliver large primary surpluses. It says the positive outlook reflects an expectation of continued improvement in debt metrics and further strengthening of the policy framework over the next few years. The ratings come amid concerns that the country might be on the brink of a recession. Minister Williams says Fitch recognizes the government's commitment to attaining fiscal stability.
Fitch recognizes that the government remains steadfast in its commitment to meet the 60% debt to GDP target, that the government has put in place shock absorbers through the disaster financing policy initiative that we were able to call on to help us to recover faster. And Fitch also knows that the government remains committed to the 4-6% inflation targeting policy that is being implemented by the Bank of Jamaica.
Favour Williams, Finance Minister. Meanwhile, Chartered Accountant Dennis Chung believes the ratings from Fitch signal that Jamaica remains a good place to do business.
So this is very good from the point of view of persons doing business in Jamaica. The other thing, though, is that what it means is that Jamaica will be seen as a better credit risk. What does that mean for us? That means for us that if we need to go to the market, so the government needs to reissue debt, or issue debt to pay off debt that they have, they can actually get a better interest rate. So it's all positive for us for that to happen. With our debt to GDP ratio moving to 68% from 151%, I'd expect that something like that would happen. And, we're showing, even when we had burial the other day, that we didn't have to go out and borrow any money. So we're a much better credit risk.
Dennis Chung, Chartered Accountant. Development economist Dr. Christian Stokes says the outlook by Fitch is a signal that the country is in a strong and stable position to meet its debt obligations, despite murmurs about the country being in recession.
All right, so I think the question of whether we're in a recession is a little bit of a red herring with a tinge of the political season. I think the most substantial thing that's borne out by the rating agency is that the economy's fundamentals are strong. In plain language, they are confident that Jamaica can meet its debt obligations, and that the activities that support those its ability to meet its debt obligations are in place and resilient, and at a level that gives them some comfort to produce the rating that we received. And that, I think, is what is important. The fundamental strength of the economy, the reserves, the debt to GDP ratio.
Dr. Christian Stokes, development economist. International news now. Friedrich Merz, the man set to lead Germany after winning the election on Sunday, says the US government is largely indifferent to the fate of Europe. Merz, whose conservative CDU-CSU alliance won with 22.6% of the vote, says he wants to strengthen Europe so it can achieve real independence from the United States. The BBC says the 69-year-old Merz will now try to form a coalition. The far-right Alternative for Germany had a record second-place poll result of 20.8%, but Merz has ruled out working with them. Outgoing Chancellor Olaf Scholz's Social Democrats had their worst ever result with just 16.4% of the vote. 3 years since Russia began its full-scale invasion of Ukraine, European leaders and Canada's Justin Trudeau are in Kyiv in a show of support. The leaders are discussing Ukraine's war effort as the US, which is not at the summit, applies pressure on President Zelensky. To mark the anniversary, Zelensky hailed Ukrainians as absolute heroism and 3 years of resistance. 3 years ago, Russian tanks rolled into Ukraine before Russian forces tried to take the capital, Kyiv.
Sign up for the JN Money Card. It's safe, convenient, and free. The time by JN Money is
7:17.
Fix up with Fleetwood products for your home improvement, personal care, and aromatherapy needs. They have your well-being in mind. Available at retailers island-wide. The temperature by Fleetwood Jamaica is
25 degrees Celsius in Kingston, 24 degrees Celsius in Montego Bay, 19 degrees Celsius in Mandeville.
When last you get good bun? You don't know good bun until you have a mother's bakery bun. From you pull out the wrapper and it's soft so till. A sub bun for nice. And from when you take the first bite, love it so till. A sub bun for nice. Beg your piece.
Get your own mother's bakery bun.
I will buy one off you.
Yes, but I will charge a convenience fee.
I will take one. Me too.
Mother's Bakery Buns. A sub bun for nice. Try them today.
Fall in love with a new Mazda. From now until March 31, drive away an elegant CX-60, a majestic CX-90, or a nimble CX-5 and get a 2-year service package, 1-year free insurance, free license and registration, plus free window tinting. Conditions apply. Give in to temptation. Visit Executive Motors today. Mazda. Love at first drive.
In this uncertain U.S. immigration climate, you need expert guidance you can trust. The Consular Queen LLC handles visas, waivers, petitions, and more, making immigration stress-free. Don't navigate the process alone. Get professional support today. Call 470-593-8448 now. That's 470-593-8448. The Consular Queen. Unite families, change lives. 470-593-8448. Secure your future today. Street Smart and the JUTC Morning Commute is brought to you by JUTC, your route to excellence.
Time now for Street Smarts 2 with Ludlow McLean. Morning again, Ludlow.
Morning, George, and to our listeners, our motoring public and our visitors, welcome. Those who have arrived and those who are leaving, we welcome you, and I know you'll enjoy Jamaica, sweet, sweet Jamaica, the mountains, the sea, everything, the atmosphere. But guess what? The traffic has intensified, listeners and motoring public. I did say the westbound side heading east, but there's also another problem there, a little concern. The sun is really, really bright now, so if you're heading east, anywhere west heading east, there's definitely the sun is going to obscure your vision. In the meantime, if you're in that Mona area, Kingston 6 area, Mona Road, Wellington Drive, heading onto Monroe Road, then onto Olop Road, the traffic has built up there. It has also built up in the Ligonier area, especially in the vicinity of Embassy. Lots of traffic heading towards the Oak Road, along Oak Road, then crossing over to Olop Road, and also from Olop Road, heading into that area there we call Matilda's Corner. If you're coming out of places like Oak Pastures onto via Oak Boulevard, then onto Olop Road, you're definitely going to experience traffic. And I did say that at this time, over on the eastern side, especially coming through that 7 miles area of Bull Bay, heading towards the roundabout there at Harborview, you're definitely going to encounter traffic, and especially traffic coming out of Southern Cross Drive in Harborview, Mars Drive, then onto, to make that right turn to get onto towards the roundabout. You definitely going to encounter traffic. But if you're heading to the airport, Michael Manley Boulevard, Manley Boulevard, so further Glasspool Highway, heading out to Michael Manley Boulevard, then it's pretty good going. However, going up to Mountain View, it's going to be a little bit challenging as more traffic is heading in that particular direction and going further up past, Langston Road, Deanery Road, then past Arthur Wayne, then up towards Stanton Terrace. That's where you're going to have it building in that particular area. I want to also remind our motorists how to use those wing mirrors. It's very important to use them, especially if you intend to, make a left or right turn, or use the indicator, and your rear view mirror is so important. This helps in maneuvering, what you're doing and so on and so forth. What I also want to point out is that when you must always remember that roundabout. A lot of motorists don't know how to use that roundabout. They just come right without a non-stop thing. You have to be careful how you use the roundabout. Sometimes the person who is ahead of you allow them to. There's a sign that out to give way, but I notice a lot of motorists don't pay attention to that give way sign, and it's really concerning. And the use of the dual carriageway, remember, keep left, pass right. Keep left, pass right. These things will help you in your vehicular traffic flow. All right, and do not block the intersections at all times. Do not block it. That's it for the morning, and as usual, at Street Smart, your safety is all concerned. Over to you, George.
Thank you, Ludlow McLean there with the Street Smarts 2. Just before I signal that the front page is up next, Gwendolyn Burton said the original greeting was dry. So may I put some water on it now. So Gwendolyn Burton, good morning to you, good morning to you, good morning to you, Miss Gwen. Good morning to you, and I hope that you're tuned in as we take on the front page right now.
Street Smart and the JUTC Morning Commute was brought to you by JUTC, your route to excellence.
Front Page is brought to you today by ABC Electrical Sales, for a better choice in the electrical business. For all your electrical needs, visit ABC Electrical Sales. They stock a wide variety of electrical supplies including plugs, switches, panel boards and conduits, plus energy-saving fixtures. ABC Electrical Sales stocks brands like GE, Siemens, Philips, Cutler Hammer and Allen Bradley. They also offer free island-wide delivery just to suit your needs. Visit them at Shop 8, Hagley Park Plaza, Kingston 10, or call 876-754-3714-5 or 876-754-3825-8. ABC Electrical Sales, for a better choice in the electrical business.
Welcome back to Nationwide this morning. Turning our attention now to Fitch affirming Jamaica's ratings at BB- and the outlook being positive. Fitch Ratings has affirmed Jamaica's long-term foreign currency issuer default rating, IDR, at BB-. The rating outlook is also positive. Jamaica's BB- ratings reflects stronger governance than the peer median, significant progress with debt reduction, a sound fiscal framework, and a strong political commitment to deliver large primary surpluses. Debt to GDP has fallen to a forecast 70.8% in fiscal 2024-2025 from a high of 135.3% of GDP in fiscal year 2012-2013. The ratings remain constrained by deep structural weaknesses, including subdued growth potential owing to high crime rates, low productivity, and weak demographics, and vulnerability to external shocks, including weather-related events. The positive outlook reflects Fitch's expectation of continued improvement in debt metrics and further strengthening of the policy framework over the next 5 years, including climate risk mitigants. For more, we're being joined by the Minister of Finance and the Public Service, Favour Williams. Good morning to you.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for joining us here on Nationwide this morning. To get your reaction, Minister, to Fitch affirming Jamaica's ratings at BB- and the outlook being positive.
Okay, I don't know if there's more that I could add to what I said in your clip this morning, in that this is a good thing for Jamaica. The rating action or the announcement of it happened on Friday afternoon when we got the write-up on it. It's a positive event, not just locally but internationally. It gives everyone added comfort that Jamaica has within it shock absorbers to go through as much as we did this past year in terms of weather events, and to recover from that. I know we're still in the recovery phase, but to have come out of it as quickly as we did speaks to resilience of the economy and speaks to just the policy initiatives that have been put in place to allow for this to happen. And I know that if you look back in the past, and if you look back at weather events that we've had, significant weather events, the recovery process would have taken a lot longer. But given our national natural disaster risk financing policy that has been put in place, We've been able to get assistance to help us, financial assistance, to help us to recover from these significant shocks, and that's a major positive for us.
And with all you just said, Minister, in relation to as well the weather events of last year and what Jamaica had to go through, and to see the maintenance of the rating at BB minus and the outlook being positive, what signal would you say this sends to investors, for example?
An extremely positive signal to investors that the fiscal affairs of this country are strong, and that and there's a strong commitment as well to continuing, and that's what investors want to know, that there is continuity of good policies, that they're not going to come and invest money and then they find out that there are significant policy shifts. So they want to see, just consistency in terms of government's commitment to doing the right things, to ensuring that the fiscal affairs of the country are in good order.
There's a particular aspect of Fitch's write-up that I want you to respond to, Minister. It says declining debt trajectory, and it has a stable policy framework, but the monetary policy mechanism is constrained by the high concentration of the banking system that passes policy rate moves to deposit and lending rates too slowly. Wanted your response to that.
Well, I'm sure you've heard the governor of the Bank of Jamaica speak to that. Essentially, when the Bank of Jamaica moves interest rates, especially when they're moving interest rates down, Bank of Jamaica would love to see more immediate translation of that in terms of lower rates at the banks for loans. And many times the governor has indicated that movement is slow. I know the banks have a different response to it. And for the rating agency to flag that as significant is something that we need to, I'm sure the governor of the Bank of Jamaica is seeing this, and we all have to look at this again.
Minister, just before you go, the opposition leader, Mark Golding, has been on social media messaging in the wake of the tabling of the estimates of expenditure, and he made a post recently to suggest that, look, this claim about no net new taxes in the upcoming budget it's a mirage, because the government's plans to increase revenue collection and the taxes that have been earmarked for improvements does suggest the government taking more taxes out of the Jamaican taxpayers' pockets. How do you respond to that?
I hear that argument, and it tells me that the opposition does not understand that when you tax people less and they have more to spend, that somehow the government can collect more taxes. I'm going to give you for instance. I took a look at the PAYE taxes for the nation. And given the fact that we've raised the threshold so many times, you would expect to see a fall-off in the PAYE taxes, the opposite. It's grown. Why? More people have jobs. More people may have more than one job. And I just don't believe they understand that when you take money away from people in the form of taxes, you're constraining their spending ability to spend on goods and services, to take care of their families and so on. We are a government that believes that we should take the minimum taxes we can to ensure, of course, we provide the goods and services for the people, but we do not believe in heavy taxation on the backs of Jamaicans.
Have you given Tax Administration Jamaica Customs, have you given them new mandates ahead of the new fiscal year about streamlining their own operations so that they can bring home even more revenue?
Well, absolutely. I think especially at TAJ, when you look at the tax offices and you see people waiting in line to pay their taxes, you have to say we must fix this. Here are persons who are voluntarily coming forward to make good on what they owe. We're not supposed to frustrate them. Similarly, at customs, we have said we want our customs to be significantly more friendly to persons who are doing business with customs. Of course, we have to collect the taxes. We have to ensure our borders are safe and secure. But we can do all of that and still be business friendly and efficient in what we do. Going back to the TAJ as well, they have a major program now, which is the Special Arrears Collection Program. When I looked at the arrears of TAJ, it was, billions and billions of dollars in terms of principal payment, interest, penalties, and so forth. And, it's agreed that we should have this program where if you pay the principal amount, you'll get the interest, penalties, and all of that waived. And it's been significantly successful so far as a relief to those who, over the years, have owed taxes to the government. These are the things that we're looking at. Instead of adding more taxes, increasing taxes, we're looking at all those areas to ensure that we are as efficient as possible.
The heavy hitters in business, Minister, keep saying sometimes subtly that the corporate tax is still too high. In fact, it was cited by the banks recently as they sought to explain why it is that the pass-through for interest rate reductions that they get from the BOJ are not immediate to their customers. Are you planning to do anything to that in the new fiscal year?
Well, let's just say that I've started the exercise of looking at just our suite of taxes so far. There's a lot of work that has been done by the TAJ, Tax Administration Jamaica, looking at the global minimum tax. And if you look that up, you will see that the world is trending towards a minimum tax rate of 15%. We're not there yet in a lot of different areas, but it is being explored to see how we get there and over what period of time. So we are very conscious that we need to ensure that we are not overly burdening individuals or businesses in terms of taxes, while at the same time making sure we balance that we have enough to provide those goods and services that are needed. And goods and services, are roads and health services, education, and so on. We have to have enough to provide adequate amounts of these goods and services for our citizens, but at the same time, we have to ensure that we're not overly, taking too much from them.
Lastly, Minister, can you just say off the top of your head, how many cents out of every dollar of tax revenue are we paying in debt?
Okay, I think it's about between 16 and 17% now, relative to 30-odd% if we look back, let's say 10 years ago, and that measure is as a percentage of tax revenues. I know there are other measures as a percent of GDP, and we do look at all the measures as well to ensure that we're not going out of line with our peers, or even just looking at our own situation here in Jamaica.
That's right. I just wanted to get that clear. So 16 to 17 cents out of every dollar of tax revenue goes into paying down debt, and you're saying that compares to about 30 odd cents a decade ago.
Right.
Okay. Hear you on that. Thank you this morning for your time, Minister. All the best.
Thank you for having me.
That's Favour Williams, the Minister of Finance and the Public Service. All right.
Give up every illegal gun. Call the police at 119 or Crime Stop at 311. The time by the Ministry of National Security is
7:38.
Rent or buy your hurricane supplies from Total Tools. Visit 102 Main Street, Ocho Rios or 34 Slipe Road, Kingston 5. The temperature brought to you by Total Tools Jamaica is
25 degrees Celsius in Kingston, 24 degrees Celsius in Montego Bay, 19 degrees Celsius in Mandeville.
Every day in a busy world, we have to do so much. Bank with CIBC and get that personal touch. Share your ambitions, let us help your dreams come true. At CIBC, you're at the heart of all we do. We're on your side, we're listening, we know the way you feel. CIBC, ambitions made real.
Apply to work in the next general election. Visit your EOJ constituency office or apply online at ecj.com.jm. Electoral Commission of Jamaica, committed to free and fair elections.
Digicel, live life your way, no free what? Digicel postpaid. With Digicel postpaid, it's all about you. Sign up or pay your bills to stay active for a chance to win a luxurious all-expense paid trip for two to Royalton, Antigua. With round-trip flights on us, every week you could win exciting prizes. Event tickets, gym memberships, spa packages, excursion adventures, restaurant vouchers, and more. When you opt in on the My Digicel app, life your way starts now with Digicel. Better connected.
Promotion ends March 31. Authorized under Section 58.3 of the Betting, Gaming and Lotteries Act.
Don't understand how Portmore friends not giving us the breaking news from out of Portmore. There's a protest underway in Portmore, St. Catherine. People protesting against the move to designate Portmore a parish, and some protesters, Turner, are in the vicinity of where you said Dawkins Drive.
Dawkins Drive.
And Mr. King says it look like enough people, So Dawkins Drive. I'm looking at my quick map here. Well, I know it is, but I want to be precise to tell those who don't know Portmore that well. So Dawkins Drive is from where the Tasty is in Portmore, Port Kingston, Causeway, Exchange Avenue, Portmore Mall, Master Mac, that area there, the people are there. Where the Resilience Park is, in the vicinity, that's where some of the people, I don't know if there are other places in Portmore, but those who want Portmore to remain a municipality, or, let me say it another way, those who want the chance to do Portmore the parish for themselves. Yeah, because make no mistake, that's what this is. Because I haven't heard anybody say Portmore should not be a parish. It's just that it's not being done in the right way, which means that if they had the chance, they'd do it in a different way but get it done. So those who don't want Portmore to be a parish in this way or under this administration, they say that way for what it is. They are protesting this morning.
But I still don't understand all of the, the contention in relation to this matter, because persons are making a fuss about the boundaries for Portmore as a parish versus the boundaries for the constituency, which can't overlap and all of that. But those things, both sides are going to have their say in how that is determined. Because at the end of the day, after Portmore is declared a parish and the boundaries are supposed to be determined and established, the ECJ will bring people from both sides to the table who will sit and work out boundaries and all of that. And within that process as well, the people that will live over there, they have a say. They can make written or oral submissions to the ECJ on the matter, and all of that is taken into consideration. Then at the end of that, if both sides cannot, there's no consensus there, the ECJ decides, and not just the partisan members of the ECJ, but those quote-unquote independent members will decide what are the boundaries for the parish and the constituencies. So it's not a slapdash it done. You'll have your say at another forum on the boundaries.
Well, look, if I were the PNP, I'd be making noise about it because I want to be the party that gets it done. So it's straight politics for me. So it's not anything where we're saying, boy, this consideration.
But what I'm saying, George, is that some would have you believe that the governing party is going to be the ones making the decisions about what the boundaries will be, and I'm all cut off this and cut off that and all of that, when that is not the process.
And I didn't say what I said to water down your point, because I'm agreeing with you 100%. I'm also saying, which is why I rephrased what I said earlier, that it's not people who don't want Portmore to become a parish. It's people who don't want this administration to make Portmore a parish, because we all want to own history. And that's what politics is, It's the cut and thrust of the partisan nature. Our administration is the one that said Portmore parish time come, or whatever it is slogan you want to put on it. That's just what this is, and we're being dragged into it. And those who would want to further their aims are making it look as if, there are principled grounds on which Portmore should remain as is. No, sir. 1861, 67, 158 years ago, and we're saying that what? We said that the parishes were cut up because of slave owners and all that. We went through the history here. We've not created one for ourselves as an independent nation, and Portmore fits the bill. And the hospital argument, thank God that can't be raised again, because that has been torpedoed. That's a non-point. All of the other things that Portmore doesn't have. Portmore has more than most parishes in Jamaica anyway. It should be done, and done the right way. So I'm very happy the ECJ will have a leading role to play, and if the partisans can't agree, then they will decide, as Tawna said, ultimately. So it won't be Labour right boundary, it won't be PNP boundary, it will be boundaries that reflect what is best for the area and for the people, and I can't be unhappy with that. We can take the break and then come back with some politics, Mr. King. Let's do that.
Listen up, motorists. Speeding burns more gas. So slow down. The life you save may be your own, and also that of your loved ones. Slow down. Save lives and money. The time by the Insurance Association of Jamaica is
7:45.
At Hawkeye, our mission is to deliver cutting-edge security solutions to help you keep track of the things you value most.
The temperature by Hawkeye is
25 degrees Celsius in Kingston, 24 degrees Celsius in Montego Bay, 19 degrees Celsius in Mandeville.
Me grow up and see my granny save her money under her mattress. But at an old time something. That's where I save my money in the bank. And become a one buy a little house, but also save in a building society. We have to be smart with how we save our money.
So, what if the bank crash?
Well, that's where JDIC comes in. Make I tell you something. With the JDIC Deposit Insurance Scheme, once you save your money in a commercial bank, merchant bank, or building society, your deposit is covered up to a maximum of $1.2 million per depositor per financial institution if the institution fails. All the information that you need is available at jdic.org, and you can follow their social media platform for more information.
JDIC, protecting deposits for you and me.
For all your electrical needs, visit ABC Electrical Sales. They stock a wide variety of electrical supplies, including plugs, switches, panel boards, and conduits, plus energy-saving fixtures. ABC Electrical Sales stocks brands like GE, Siemens, Philips, Cutler Hammer, and Allen Bradley. They also offer free island-wide delivery just to suit your needs. Visit them at Shop 8, Hagley Park Plaza, Kingston 10, or call 876-754-3714-5 or 876-754-3825-8. ABC Electrical Sales, for a better choice in the electrical business.
You ever get born yet?
The bun was sweet you so much you can't resist. Me not talk about heartbreak. Me not talk about the bun with full of spice, raisin, and the perfect glaze. Mother's Bakery Easter bun. This is the bun where everybody need this Easter. If you don't get bun, you not live life right. Mother's Bakery Easter bun. Get the best type of bun from the right people. Mother's Bakery Easter bun. The bun you have to get with love in every bite. Available in select supermarkets.
Public passenger vehicle operators and commercial carriers, renew your road license online. It's as easy as 1-2 click. Visit the Transport Authority website at www.ta.org.jm. Choose your license type and click apply now. Sign in or create an account with your email address and complete the application process, uploading all relevant documents. Make payment using a debit or credit card. Once your application is approved, the Transport Authority will email you to collect your sticker. Pick up your sticker in office or utilize our courier service. Once the sticker is collected, your digital road license will be emailed to you. For more information, call the Transport Authority toll free at 1-888-991-5687.
At Active Home Center, we've got everything you need to create that perfect spa retreat. From comfort height toilets to the widest selection in faucets and shower enclosures to stylish tubs and the latest trends in bathroom cabinets in various sizes. Our bathroom collection has the perfect fit for every space and every budget. Your relaxing retreat starts here. Visit our showroom in Kingston at 84 Compton Spring Road or Montego Bay at Barnett Tech Park. Active Home Center. More savings, more choices.
The major political parties were on the political trail on Sunday. JLP, they were in Eastern St. Andrew for another meeting of their area council. One, the PNP, they were in West Rural St. Andrew for the presentation of Joan Gordon Webley as the party stand-up bear. I saw her 2 weeks ago at Cafe Blue. Yeah, man, she was, looking lovely as usual, and wave to her from across the room, and bright smile.
Ready for the campaign trail.
Morning, Miss Joan. Morning to you in West Rural St. Andrew. Well, Government Senator Abka Fitzhenley, he's accused the former National Security Minister Peter Bunting of using recent remarks about the work of the security forces to mark his ineptitude while he had charge of the national security portfolio.
For the first time in many decades, violent crime has decreased by the numbers which it has decreased by double digits. And here a man who, when he was security minister, go on a political platform and he bawl and he beg and he say we want divine intervention. And himself, despite the best efforts of the security forces, he says the gains in terms of reducing murders are slow and low. When I see him on the platform and supporting, you have no clue how to govern the security portfolio. And now Dr. Chan and the Labour Party making progress in reducing the murder rate. And yet the man said he's going to run into the ground because something must be wrong. Those who can understand how pathetic it is, hypocritical and incompetent. They cannot allow that man not kill the national security.
Those two clash regularly on the floor of the Senate, Fitzhenley also commented on the ongoing SSL matter.
And here a man on the political platform last week, Labour Nigel Farage and the Jamaica Labour Party administration were warned that we took no action. I said to you in a post-man Labour rights, that's another dry eye lie that the PNP is telling. What they now tell you, because in 2013 when Peter Phillips was finance minister and the PNP was in control of this country, the Financial Service Commission warned them and tell that entity to suspend a critical part of the operation. And Peter Phillips and the PNP administration took no action to defend investors of Jamaica in that entity. So this year this politician lying to you to suggest that Labour Party put meeting, I want you to mash down that line and call out the dry eye line for what it is.
Fitz and his new colleague in the Senate, Delano Sivrite, also took aim at the opposition, accusing them of having no credible plan to improve the lives of Jamaicans.
The PNP has no plan. They have been moving around the country, and I cannot hear a clear, cohesive plan. But what do we hear? Damian Crawford, June last year, talking to the Association of Principals for Secondary Schools. This is the spokesman on education, you know. Saying we're going to add a 1% on GCT. That is his plan to address some of the problems in education. The PNP come out and said, boy, nothing no go, so don't worry about it. Him just talking, don't worry about it. We know Damian, so we say alright. Last month, Dayton Campbell, who is the General Secretary of the People's National Party, right, Doctor? Come out and say we put tax on food as his solution to addressing problems in agriculture. What you can see, my friends, is that they have no cohesive plan to develop Jamaica, and they cannot beat Andrew Wallace and the prosperity and the focus and the direction that he has given Jamaica. But beyond that, when you look at crime, and Labour, it is important to carry this message, because from all the way born, we're hearing about the problems of crime and violence in Jamaica. And my God, for the first time ever, 2023, 8% reduction in murders. Last year, near 20% reduction in murders. That is over 265 families who are not mourning for a murdered son or a murdered daughter. So far this year, 27% decline in murders. Which government you know in the history of this country, or recent history, can boast that level of management of crime and violence in our country? Let us give a warm round of applause to the most honorable Prime Minister Andrew Wallace. Let us give a warm round of applause to Dr. Horace Strong, our National Security Minister. And importantly, let us give a round of applause to our police, our military, and our law enforcement officials who work day and night to manage crime in this country. But beyond that, look at Kingston, and you know we in tourism. And we see in January last month, you had 50% less murders last month, January, than January 2022. I mean, that is phenomenal success. And one of the challenges we have had in tourism, Minister Mackenzie, is that whenever we travel, we have to be explaining the problem with crime in Jamaica and how we're addressing it. We need to carry the message that this government achieved what many thought was impossible, which is to bring down the levels of crime and violence in our country, and we must endorse and support the effort 100% for the growth of our country.
And the sitting Member of Parliament for Eastern St. Andrew and the Minister of Finance, Favour Williams, highlighted her achievements and urged Labourites to grant her a third term to continue her work.
I'm about. You know I am decent. I am not a warmonger. You know me as hard working. Always looking out for you. So listen to me now. People of Backbush, and I'm gonna call the community them. You know that this MP fixed all the main roads. Yes, I know I have plenty lanes still to fix. I have plenty things still to come down. And so that's why I need a third term to continue doing the work. The JLP government has caused something to go on for you in Backbush, because every time I go down there, we see more and more construction. So it would have never been our work to do enough money. People in Backbush, you half of you never have running water when this MP started. But many more of you now have running water. I would stop until NWC come and extend the water network infrastructure. You know that we work on your community center. It used to be a dirt road, now it's an asphalt pavement, and lots of you have parties at the community center, earn all kind of money. You know, right? In Top Range, the community has all good roads. Maybe it's only Hillfoot that we have to work on. You have free community Wi-Fi. I'm ever present at your Mother's Day, your Father's Day, your sports days, events. Always there, Top Range. And in Hermitage, I can boast that there is no unsightly zinc fence in Hermitage. When I started in Hermitage, when you came into the front of Hermitage, you thought it was a jungle with the zinc fence, but no. When you look at the infrastructure work in Hermitage, which other community have 2 parks in it? 2 decent parks. One of them have a performing arts stage in it. Yes, Hermitage. And I know, Hermitage, that you are going to be there for me on election day. August Town, Goldsmith Villa, African Garden, Churchyard. Listen, the investment in roads, school, sidewalks, taking down zinc fence, putting in water pipelines to take water to people's house, putting in electrical infrastructure, building up infant school, building up a restorative justice center, almost $1 billion award.
Was that Favor Williams?
Oh, yes, it was.
You sure? That was Favor Williams.
Yeah. I didn't expect anything else from Favor on the political platform.
I've never heard her like that before.
Well, there you have it.
Different gear.
Yeah, and some people are saying just so weak. She's so weak. That is Favor Williams. Yeah. A dainty speaker.
Far from weak. No.
No, I didn't think it was weak either.
People keep
she just dainty.
underestimating a woman who has won a seat that's one of the toughest to win in Jamaican elections. And boy, let me tell you, that was a different side to her last night, and a side that the Labourites loved. You heard them last night in Eastern St. Andrew. Alright, across Jamaica up next.
Front Page was brought to you today by ABC Electrical Sales. For a better choice in the electrical business.
The time by Grace Good Move is
8:01.
Success, powered by learning. The Temperature, brought to you by Sandals Corporate University. Come grow with us, is
25 degrees Celsius in Kingston, 24 degrees Celsius in Montego Bay, 19 degrees Celsius in Mandeville.
From the mountainside to seaside, countryside to townside, inside and outside, it's across Jamaica this morning.
In across Jamaica this Monday morning, the National Road Safety Council, NRSC, is renewing its call for the wearing of seatbelts following separate motor vehicle collisions over the weekend that claimed 2 lives. In one incident on Sunday about 1 a.m., a 31-year-old man lost control of a Toyota Corolla motor car as he traveled along New Holland Main Road in St. Elizabeth. The vehicle crashed into a tree. The man was pronounced dead at hospital. In the other incident, which occurred on Saturday at about 9:30 p.m., a 34-year-old man was killed following a collision on the P.J. Patterson Highway in St. Catherine. Vice Chairman of the NRSC, Dr. Lucian Jones, lamented the absence of a culture of seatbelt wearing in the country.
And they died because, based on reports, they were speeding. Both of them were involved in a single collision, and they were thrown from the vehicle, both of them, which means they were not wearing their seatbelts. This is very concerning at this stage of the road safety campaign in Jamaica. We have been talking about speeding for many years and about wearing your protective devices. We must develop a culture where once we get into a car, we put on our seatbelt. Once you jump on a motorcycle, you put on the helmet. This should be second nature now. These things save lives. And if you cut your speed, you will save both your life and the life of other people. Young people don't have to die like this.
Since the start of the year, over 60 persons have been killed on the nation's roads.
So far, 56 people have died for the year, 26 in February, which means that we are doing more than one a day. Less than last year, when 28, but that's not comfort. We need to get to a position where we are having less than one a day if we're going to achieve our goals of having 224 deaths per year compared to the 300 and the 400 that we've been having for many years.
Dr. Lucian Jones, Vice Chairman of the NRSC. Now, in a matter of days, needy households across Jamaica are to receive their share of 10,000 black tanks from the government to improve their water storage capabilities. Water Minister Matthew Samuda says the procurement is complete. Minister Samuda says this means approximately 150 tanks per constituency, along with some areas that are totally outside of the utility footprint are benefiting disproportionately. Minister of Agriculture, Fisheries and Mining broke ground last week for the building of a modern cold storage facility at a cost of over 123 million Jamaican dollars. It will be established on the site of the Greenhouse Cluster in Content Kirkvine in Manchester and will benefit more than 1,500 farmers and producers. The project is being undertaken by the government through the Jamaica Social Investment Fund under its Rural Economic Development Initiative. Minister Green says 2 40-foot containers will be retrofitted to provide 135 cubic meters of cold storage facility. Additionally, another 40-foot container will be retrofitted to provide 67 cubic meters of dry storage capacity. In addition to the cold and dry storage sections, there will also be a processing area for weighing, washing, sorting, and grading the produce. A photovoltaic solar system will be installed to supply energy needs. And that's it for Across Jamaica for this Monday morning.
For over 30 years, Chris and Charles has been financing your goals, dreams, creating your great moments. Celebrate the occasion with us. Borrow $1 million, pay less than $25,000 monthly, and get 30% off your processing fees. No guarantor needed. Call 876-920-4189 or WhatsApp 876-838-9028. Conditions apply. When you think loan, think Chris and Charles.
Jamaica, we are on the road to Republic. The Constitution Amendment Republic Act 2024 has been tabled, taking us one step closer to a future with our own Jamaican head of state. Read the bill and track its progress at roadtorepublic.mlca.gov.jm. Your voice matters. Get involved and stay informed. Join the journey and let's walk this road together. The Republic starts with you.
When last you get good bun, you don't know good bun until you have a mother's bakery bun. From you pull open the wrapper and it's soft so till. A so bun for nice. And from when you take the first bite, love it so till. A so bun for nice. Beg your piece.
Get your own mother's bakery bun.
I will buy one off you.
Yes, but I will charge a convenience fee.
I will take one.
Me too.
Mother's Bakery Buns. A so bun for nice. Try them today.
Calling all coffee lovers, the wait is over. The 8th annual Jamaica Blue Mountain Coffee Festival at Hope Gardens on Saturday, March 1, celebrating the world's finest Jamaican Blue Mountain coffee. Enjoy thrilling barista, mixologist showdown, interactive cooking and coffee demos, unique coffee-infused products, art and craft, mouth-watering food village, live entertainment, and so much more. 5,000 for adults, 3,000 for children 12 and under. 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. For more details, follow the pages. The Jamaica Blue Mountain Coffee Festival is presented by the Ministry of Tourism and Tourism Enhancement Fund partners. See you there.
Welcome back to Nationwide this morning. As we indicated, both of the major political parties were on the political trail on Sunday. We played for you excerpts from the JLP's meeting that was held in Eastern St. Andrew, turning our attention now to the opposition's, the PNP's meeting that was held in West Rural St. Andrew. The opposition spokesman on finance, Julian Robinson, says if the PNP should form the next government, it will overhaul the agricultural industry to boost the country's economy.
We have an economy which has been contracting, and it started to contract even before we got to Hurricane Beryl. So don't buy the argument that is Beryl make we get into this problem. We were declining before Beryl. Beryl caused us to decline, and now the quarter that will come out in December shows in another decline. 2 quarters of negative growth, which most economists define as a recession. The government say no recession. But me know plenty of you feel recession in your pocket. You feel recession when you go to a supermarket. You feel recession when you go to a corner shop because the money can't stretch. Now, comrades, I want to tell you what we're going to do about it. What will your government, a People's National Party, do about it? How are we going to ensure that we have growth in the economy? I'm going to start with the portfolio of the General Secretary. What we're going to do in agriculture. Because agriculture provides the greatest opportunity for growth. We have a ready market with tourism, and we have to reduce what we spend importing food for the tourism sector. Almost 1.8 billion US dollars a year. But we have to do things. We have to invest in research and development so we can give the farmers the technical assistance so them know when to plant, how to plant, them know the techniques so they can improve their productivity. We have to invest more in irrigation. Yes, the government doing something, but we only have 15% of agricultural lands that have access to irrigation. So that means if rain fall, you can't produce. We want to make sure farmers can produce all year round. And we have to make it easier for farmers to access funding. The agencies that provide funding, the bureaucracy makes it difficult. So we're going to deal with that for the farmers so that we can grow agriculture, we can become food sufficient, so we don't have to depend on nobody, and we can export the surplus of what we're going to do. Self-reliant, as Michael Manley said, grow where you eat and eat where you grow. We're going to move to manufacturing because the only way we can grow is by ensuring that we export more. We have to identify those value-added goods that we are competitive in the world, not just in Jamaica, and there are many of those. And we're going to provide the support, the funding, the technical assistance for those manufacturers. In the creative and cultural industries, as Comrade Debbie just spoke about, yes, we have to provide the funding, but many of them need technical help. They have to know how to put them business plan together. They have to know how to market themselves. We're going to do that with the funding so we can grow an industry which has made Jamaica proud. In the logistics center economy, which Comrade Tony talks about all the time, Jamaica has the best location in the Caribbean. Because when you come out of the Panama Canal, you lick Jamaica first. So we have opportunities for transshipment. We have opportunities for light manufacturing. And we are going to put in place the infrastructure so the private sector can grow. And underpinning all of that, we can only be a competitive economy if we reduce the cost of energy. And Comrade Philip Paulwell has plans on the table. The JPS license come up for renewal in 2027. But you have to start the process from now, and we have to put in place a new license with new competition in areas which can bring down the cost of electricity. So your party has a plan for growth. We have a plan for ease the burden of the cost of living on you. We're going to look at the food items, and we have done so already. Some of them will attract GCT, where we can take off. So when you go to shop and supermarket, you don't have to spend so much money for buy food and send your picnic to school. We're going to reform transportation so that JUTC operate not at 40% of the capacity, but at a full 100% with 450 buses around, so that people can get to school and work in a timely fashion, in a safe manner. That is what your government going to do.
That's the opposition spokesman on finance, Julian Robinson. He was speaking at a PNP meeting in West Rural St. Andrew on Sunday.
Yeah, so he says that there's a plan needed for agriculture. And yes, there are. My disappointment with agriculture over time is the lack of mechanization of processes. Bunting, there was an article from Bunting in the Gleaner yesterday, speaking to a range of things, but also lamenting the absence of mechanization and the fact that agro-processing remains largely conceptual in the country rather than a part of the productive cycle. So we're still farming the same way we did in 1980, 1970, 1960. A lot of mangoes go to waste, Neesberry waste. A lot of fruit goes to waste. A lot of food goes to waste because we don't have the ability to transfer them from their natural state into something else. And I believe that the country should be further along where that is concerned. But just like the water, where some would have points out the minister, that look, don't believe that pipe just busts overnight and damage roads and cause people to not have the commodity in their pipes. It's because of underinvestment and inattention over decades. Yes. So it's the same thing with the agriculture. So the move in that mechanized direction must start now. And I know a lot of work has gone in recent years to change that perspective, to change that picture. It needs to be expedited because we can't be farming. The man in Pisgah farming pineapples, which grows a lot up there. Yeah, you can't be farming pineapples in Pisgah in St. Elizabeth the same way in 2025 that your father did in 1995 and that his father did in 1965. Where's the progress? Where's the mechanization? Where's the process to help you to make more out of what you put in? And that's something that can be leveled a criticism at the overall agricultural industry in Jamaica over time, the lack of mechanization and where agro-processing remains more conceptual than the norm. Yeah. After the break, we take your calls.
Apply for your NHD refunds at nhd.gov.jm or via the NHD app. Do not click on any links offering to help you. The time by the NHD is
8:16.
Fontana Pharmacy has a wide variety of items from pharmaceuticals, household, cosmetics, toys, and more. The temperature by Fontana Pharmacy, it's all good inside, is
27 degrees Celsius in Kingston, 26 degrees Celsius in Montego Bay, 19 degrees Celsius in Mandeville.
Revamp your space with unique living, sleek fixed and sliding shower panels, shower systems and faucets, stylish vanities, LED and non-LED mirrors, basins and kitchen sinks, closet and storage solutions, hanging aids, and more. Available in different finishes and sizes to match your style. Transform your space and visit us today at shop number 6, 30 Dunrobin Avenue, Kingston 10. Call us at 876-755-3661 or visit our website at uniquelivingja.com to shop.
JPS. Aye, my JPS app. The mobile app brave as I said hot. With the mobile app, you feel know you can't flop the app in a happiness. Cause what? My JPS app easy to a riddle my light of it bright than the moon. If I want thing me love me JPS app, me I tell you about it in a the tune. My JPS app easy to a riddle for me light of it bright than the moon. If I want thing me love me JPS app, yeah we fully outside with the crew.
JPS, pouring what matters.
Securing the future of education in Jamaica, confronting the issue of teacher migration. That's the theme for the Michael University College Alumni Association MOSA Week 2025. And it remains a very serious issue, the issue of teacher migration. And it has implications for the future of education in Jamaica. What of the quality of instruction coming from the classroom for students at all levels, especially those students who are training to be teachers themselves. If the best continue to go at the rates that they've been going in recent time, the future is compromised. Well, MOSA is looking at that issue this week, and they're having a week of activities culminating in a lecture on that very issue, or those very issues. Co-chairs of MOSA Week, Dr. Claudette Morris and Dr. Merritt Henry, join me this morning. Good morning.
I'm George.
Good morning.
How are you today?
I'm very good. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Nice. That's Dr. Henry?
Yes. And with me is Dr. Morris.
Yeah, man. Just checking that both of you are on. All right. So, MOSA Week 2025. Tell my listeners what's in store.
Okay. So, MOSA Week is an annual event put on by the American University College Alumni Association, MOSA, and it started in approximately 6 years ago. And the real purpose of it is to network with our alumni, with our students, to disseminate information, all those things. And we have a series of activities that will be taking place. We already had the church service, which was held at the Church of Ascension yesterday, that is in Mona.
Mm-hmm.
And for Monday, that's a break. On Tuesday, the alumni will take part in General Assembly and give some awards and bursaries to students. On Wednesday, we will be having the panel discussion, and on Thursday, we have what we call the Student Development Day, where we really meet and interact with the students, trying to help to disseminate information, some skills and some competencies, soft skills and the other skills that they might not will require but might not learn in the classroom.
Mm-hmm.
And then we'll also have boards on display, again disseminating information. As simple things, it might appear to be simple, but some might believe in without having a TRN or NIS or driver's license.
Yes.
Life skills sort of thing. And then in the evening, we have a real link up with current students, so alumni and students will link up for a fun activity.
Yes. So, well, let me ask Dr. Morris. I'm keen to get to the Wednesday because that's the highlight for me, notwithstanding the importance of the other things in the week. But the issue of teacher migration for folks of your collective and individual experience, people seem to suggest that the answer to curbing teacher migration is simply to pay more. Is it as simple as that, even though that is not simple by itself?
I don't think it's as simple as that because, teachers, we're all looking for different experiences and fulfillment, and we are committed to providing the education that we promised that we would deliver upon leaving college.
Mm-hmm.
But so far in some conversations that we have been having, yes, salary is one thing that was mentioned. They talk about workload, they talk about class size, they talk about behavior, as considerations for looking outside. So what we're hoping, and so that are just some of the components that we think are, resulting in this migration. But we're hoping that through this particular discussion, we'll be able to gather, some more empirical data to better understand the scope and the impact. Because that's the reason we're having the Jamaica Teachers Association, who are, on the ground with teachers all the time and gets an understanding, as well as the Ministry of Education, to see, based on what's going on, seriously now, to determine, if there are policies or other considerations to put in place.
Mm-hmm.
So see if we can stem the tide of the migration.
One of the things, Dr. Morris, I find is that in the discussion about teachers migrating, people beat the teachers with this stick to say, boy, you leave, it's because you're unpatriotic. It's a lack of love for country, and Jamaica never used to stay. So how is it that this generation of teachers, first chance to get the jump, is it like that in real terms?
It's not like that in real terms, but in all honesty, when you have conversations with the community, they will say that the teachers now are not like the teachers before, because they have been used to the former teachers playing major roles, even like parental roles. So there is a sort of disconnect as to what the role of the teacher really is, and for people to, get accustomed to really responsibilities. What is parental responsibilities? What are teachers' responsibilities? So that's why sometimes you have a gray area as to, why are they leaving? But again, we should look at it also, and probably that will come out in your afternoon conversation. At the advantage, there are some advantages, if you want to call it that. Whereas you have, exposure. So you have environments that the teachers leaving, and then we're hoping that when they leave and get this exposure to probably, different cultures, curriculum content, say strategies for enhancing education delivery, and their own professional development, that they will come back.
Yeah.
So we have to build something in that, you can go out, build yourself, but come back and give back to the country.
Yeah. Dr. Henry, the issue of the management of teachers. Many people talk about the fact of the things that are pushing teachers away from Jamaica to other places, but not often do they talk about the management of the processes in which support the teachers, how they work, the management of the teachers themselves, to the extent that those teachers in environments where they are motivated, they have a leader who they respect, that decision to leave Jamaica now may be delayed or even abandoned because they are part of something that they can see the result of keeping the association with. Some people who I know who have been in the business for long in the tooth say, George, we don't even talk about this, and this is a significant part of why so many of our bright young things in the teaching profession leave. Is there any merit to this, Dr. Henry?
My name is Merit as well. Right. Yes, I think that the more we have these support services, the more persons or teachers will remain, because there are schools where there are support systems, and you can look at, say, the Jamaica Teachers Association too, where they have counselors that they send out to schools, or the teachers can call their regional offices and make contact so that they can have individual counseling. There are schools where there is the camaraderie, where if a teacher misses school for a day, it's like, you miss your family. And things like these, the interpersonal relationships at the school level, and the sort of consideration that is given to building interpersonal skills among the staff and building values and attitudes will help.
Yeah. Perhaps a strand of this issue that I'd have liked to have debated, Dr. Morris, Dr. Henry, if I were on the panel, would be teacher migration beyond pay, and look seriously at the other things, such as these support services that you just spoke of, Dr. Henry, that need to be improved to rise to the level that would make someone with opportunities at their fingertips to choose to stay in Jamaica rather than leave. And I think that that's where the bulk of the conversation needs to happen, because those things we can improve rather than hope that a government has the allocation to beef up the education budget sufficiently so that bigger salaries can be paid out. That is hardly likely to happen going forward, given the state of the country's finances, ladies.
Better working conditions. Maybe more opportunities for self-development.
Yes.
Opportunities, self-development, which will not only be qualifications, but are the opportunities to get special offers, maybe housing, the needs, the real needs of the teachers.
So who is it that, go ahead, Dr. Morris.
Yeah, and I'm saying also clear pathways for growth, because you want to be able to see where you can provide, you can contribute.
I'm here and I can move
You don't want to really feel stagnant in the schools.
Yes.
Your community, the community support, all those things, help to keep our teachers in here.
Yeah.
They can be self-actualized.
Yes.
Apart from that. And maybe, too, we also need to have an insight into what happens when some of these persons go there. Is it that they're better off, or is it that, financially they may remain the same? What are their experiences? And probably even in the teacher training institutions, we need to begin to look at having discussions on these issues.
Yes, indeed. Well, ladies, I'm out of time. What I'll continue doing is to plug each day of events that you have to mark this week to help you to bring people out to support the daily activities. And of course, Wednesday's big lecture. I'm looking forward to hearing the best bits of it. So, Dr. Morris, Dr. Henry, thank you this morning. Mosa Week has already started well. I hope that it is a success, and we'll do what we can from this chair to assist you to promote it.
And we should mention that the JTA is collaborating with us for the panel discussion.
Yeah, man. Yes, indeed. That has been noted.
And thank you very much for your support.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Dr. Henry, you're a UTEC alumni? You're part of the UTEC alumni?
Yes, I am as well.
There you go. So I know there was something.
We are. We both are.
Then that's why we get along so well, ladies. There you go. Thank you very much this morning. All the best.
Okay, man. Okay.
Dr. Claudette Morris and Dr. Verit Henry, co-chairs of Mosa Week, MICO, University College Alumni Association. They have the theme, Securing the Future of the Education in Jamaica, Confronting Teacher Migration. And the week is already underway. Support it as best as you can. More after these.
Upgrade your home or business with Cameron Industries and Joinery Limited. Explore a range of termite-resistant plywood, quartz, solid surface, and granite. Experience timeless elegance with our cedar doors, crafted from premium cedar stock, kiln-dried for durability and beauty. For quality and craftsmanship, visit us at the Trade Center Kingston 10 or Hatfield, Mandeville. Call 876-963-062-830. Cameron Industries and Joinery Limited. Transform your space today.
Yo, my boss.
Yo,
my general. Yo, my king. The new BK Mega Stacker. Come for run everything. Choose your style. Double, triple, or quad stack. Juicy grilled beef. Plus crispy bacon. Some terrific sauce. And layers of melted cheese. So if you think you can angle it, satisfy yourself today. Order the BK Mega Stacker and have it your way. The new BK Mega Stacker. Built for satisfaction. Limited time. Only at Burger King.
Jamaica, let's spread the word around to let the world know that we are proud to be one republic. We on the road to republic. Well then, let's propel we nation moving forward in a new direction. True independence, that's the projection. No more dependency, it's the best plan. Yes, we know what's best for us, cause we want the country prosperous. So make we just pull together as the general public while on the road to republic. Jamaica, let's spread the word around to let the world know that we are proud to be one republic. We on the road to republic.
A message from the Ministry of Legal and Constitutional Affairs.
We on the road to republic.
West is online. Good morning, West.
Good morning, George and Tana.
Morning to you.
George, King, not Tana, but George the King there.
West, your line sound awful, man. You up in the hills?
No, actually, the Monday, Man, let me just run up.
Oh, put up the window now. Maybe the breeze is causing a challenge.
Maybe. Any better now?
Yeah, man, much better, man. Squash big breeze enough, yeah.
So even though Mr. Brooks not about still, but George still about me, I have to not give big enough serious. Sana, don't worry yourself, girl. We love you still. But George,
yes, I.
Something though. We're going if Laura they make him in double century against a Bangladesh team, would it be that recognized like if it gets against a England or Australia and big team there?
No.
That's why I am happy to be the man that carry the water, right? Because when you have a team where the team is not behind the captain,
yes.
Trust me. No matter how poor the next team perform, what team up with the captain, they're not gonna beat the one day.
All right, may we put the point, because you set it up nice. Go on now.
So me hear a man jump up there, to be the opening batsman, right? The opening batsman, because him claim to say him create triple century, third term. But he work with a team when nobody behind the captain.
Oh my God!
After that, jump with a big team now. And out the top. Me can't because me I want to make carry. So when my time call, the game done. Right? So him out the top. So they brought to be this 12 man. The point again is this. I want to listen to Julian.
Yes.
And trust me, this is a word of defense. I would say honestly to that gentleman every time, anytime.
You mean Julian?
Yes.
Yeah, man.
Even though many of what he was saying, Arbin Hill style like a long time, but it doesn't matter because defense. It's not a foolishness.
Yes. Julian reasonable and sound like something that you can listen to and work with.
Listen to me now.
Yes, man.
It's not a foolishness that you can listen to him.
Yes.
Right?
Yes, that is true.
I know when him dating with even if they date not talk something with sense. The way him come across, him turn you off. Him turn you off. Right? And not of what Julian was saying this morning. I heard from Arbin Hill, I heard from Sabuna before as it relates to the water.
Yes.
But it's a breath of fresh air listening to this man in Bridget, I tell you the truth.
Yeah, man.
It's a breath of fresh air listening to Julian this morning.
Yeah, man.
Last you know something not playing nothing from his conductor Campbell. You tell the truth, me glad I'm not playing nothing from him. So if we not have anything more from dating, not dating what, man?
From Julian.
Bring it.
You want to hear more Julian?
We listen to him, man.
All right.
The man worthy to listen to my statesman, not enough.
All right, Wes. I hear you this morning. I have to run. Thank you. Wes, give me the chance to say this. Just before I put on billboard, that when Edward Seaga won in 1980, so I came 2 years into his premiership. So I don't remember much of Seaga because by the time he left in 89, still in primary school. But so all right, so but count Seaga. So Seaga, Patterson, Manley, of course, Michael Manley, Bruce Golding, Portia Simpson Miller, Andrew Holness. So I've lived under 6 prime ministers. I can say without fear of contradiction that P.J. Patterson was the worst, by far, prime minister I've lived under. A fine man and a highly accomplished. I mean, P.J. Patterson's CV, his record, his academic achievements, his career before politics, afterwards, a man of the highest education and training. But as a prime minister, as a politician, his record is superb. Never lost an election. No easy feat in this place. Yeah, he could do that. But as a prime minister, by far the worst prime minister I've lived under, Percival James Patterson, just for the record. Billboard, good morning.
Good morning, dear sir.
Yes, sir.
Your name for me is Busy.
Why you say that, no, sir?
Because you're always so busy, I call you busybody.
That no good doing a billboard. It means there'll be a problem there, cause
no man, that's good. That's why I'm saying, sir, for 40 minutes I never got a chance to talk to you. But the program was interesting, although you didn't take any caller.
Yes.
I was first to get a talk, but I never got a chance to get a talk.
We'll take a talk now, man.
Straight up. I call you personalist man talk about Julian.
Mm-hmm.
And that gentleman came ahead of me, which is good.
Yes.
When I spoke to when I speak to Cliff, I think I said to you too, why don't Julian stand up as a PNP? Forget this Rise United. Because you get some freshness out of whatever he's saying.
Yes.
You get me?
Yes.
It was so refreshing to hear 6 o'clock news this morning. The man took over that little Igla position in agriculture and made a sound statement. Yes, what he says, the president of agriculture, person minister is dealing with it, but he has at least had some recommendation to it.
Yes.
It sounds refreshing to hear something coming out of that side of the fence that don't sound like a quarrel.
Yes.
Or a picking at truths.
Yes.
You understand?
True word market tracing, yeah?
You understand?
Yes.
Because Igla man there.
Careless business, yes.
I wanted to do a research to me. Because that's what I want to do for Thursday. There is word out that Marky G only posed at the strategical finish line as if he ran. Did he run?
Based on what we're hearing, no. And we've said it on air, asked the questions, and usually the comments are quick to point out and to quote unquote correct everything you say about Marky G. They have said nothing.
Is it the way he's trying to present a fake manifesto or as though he present a fake run?
Well, look, he will tell you that, look, I went to just take some pictures with my friends and like-minded people, so nothing wrong with that. And he will tell you that he at no point did he represent himself as having run, so you can't accuse him of not running when he never tell you, say, he went there to run or walk. He was there.
But is as if he was on finishing the race.
Well, you see the thing with that billboard is that you're going to find a man who tell you, say, well, I never saw his pictures and felt that he competed because he never have on any bib. So I wasn't under that impression, whereby you will say, but he appears as if he was posturing like somebody who had competed. So you see the divergence there?
Is the biggest fake I've ever seen for a leader.
You know, easy.
Anyway, long and short of it, you see?
Yes, sir.
Why is it that they are always picking at low-hanging fruits? Like, the other day, this poll came out where the woman was so in love with Andrew.
Mm-hmm.
And the same day after they had a massive press conference to denounce the situation and telling women that right was wrong and women must think twice and then start look after the women voters now.
Yeah, the problem with that, you know, and the thing that we allow our politicians to get away with, billboard, which of the PNP women at that press conference on the front line is on record as having denounced anything from any of their party colleagues in dangerous situations or unsavory incidents with women? There was nobody who can say, look, check Hansard or check the Gleaner report or check the Nationwide report or check Observer report, and you will see me saying in relation to that matter such and such and such. Not one. So there have been many things that have happened over time, and if you can't point to something that you've said to frank your adoption now of a morally high position, what are you saying about George Wright?
They look so stupid, man. That's what I'm saying. It is so refreshing to hear Julian and me this morning talking something different.
Yeah, it goes across the politics now, because I want my politicians to have such principles that when certain things happen and you denounce it, you can say, listen, when this happened over here, this is what I said then. So if it happens over there, I'm in a position to say that that is not right. I have a problem with my politicians not being in a position to do that.
The integrity is lost among the opposition. I'll just close off by saying,
yes,
they are digging their own grave with bringing in the opening batsman.
Opening batsman, you know, I remind people, you know, that there have been many test captains who lost it and kept picking themselves and contributed nothing to the team, and the team just kept losing. Anyway, enough of that. Thank you this morning, Billboard. After run.
This opening batsman was rate 10 in the ratings.
I'm about 12. I'm about 12. Thank you. Patrick, morning.
Hi, George.
Yes, sir. How you doing?
Not too bad. Good morning, Tana.
Morning to you.
I talked to you, George, on a Friday, one Friday that you were on. I told him that you are my champion. The reason is I told you I watch a lot of lead story, so that's the main reason why I go that, and I know that you go to depths.
Yes, sir.
And Tana get down to the word also. I'm not here to big you guys up this morning because sometimes I says when we contribute as a contributor, as a caller, we need to respond and demand things from our politician that open. So whenever time they go on the stage, they need to know what they're talking.
Yes.
Because sometimes people tend to call us, take us as fools. Yes, it sounds good what Julian is saying, but at the end of the day, when I look at it, the agriculture minister is doing a good job at this time.
But he never said. But hold on, Patrick.
No. Wait. I'm not saying he's not. He said it,
Yeah.
But the things what I'm saying is, look at it. Beryl passed. The prices of things went up, George.
Yeah.
And right now the prices is down. So there must be something that has been done. The point what I'm saying is they keep pulling the cart before the horse, because most of the programs they're talking about, it's already been done, George. It might not be as fast as they expect it to be done, but it's been done.
But hold on, Patrick, maybe reason. So I've heard this, but what I'm trying to say is this: the reason Julian Robinson can get commendations for what he has observed, even though it's nothing new and it's nothing that is not being attempted to be accomplished, is the fact that what he speaks of is the overriding need for agriculture to hit certain targets consistently and to be a particular way. So what I'm saying is this, even if you ask Floyd Green, what is his goal for the industry? The same things Julian said is what he'll say, because he realizes that the work that has gone in and that is going in is to get us to that, I don't want to say utopian state, but to get us to that better state. So what Julian Robinson was saying, and why it's refreshing, is that he was just battering, not now go on. Farmers suffer, people can't pay them bills, food expensive, this, that. What he's saying that people, what we need to do as a country is to do these things. That's why he deserves the commendations, because it is the right observation to make. It speaks to a work plan that he would pursue if he were the minister in charge, and he's not saying that work plan isn't being pursued.
Okay.
I hope you understand it.
Yes, I understand.
Yeah, man.
The last time I talked to you, I explained to you that even if the person is on the other party, let us grow up in a sense wherein, just like what you just said to me a while ago about Julian.
Okay.
Stop badgering something, because when you're beating Jamaica, when you're beating the politician, you're actually beating Jamaica, because people is out there listening, You understand? You cannot talking about you want to be a manager of a company, but you're the same one talking bad about the company.
Yes.
You understand? So remember when I said to you the time, I said, look here, let us grow up. Let us get a chance to grow up. Let us grow up in a sense where we want people to when we give any ideas. We're always looking at the problem, but we're not looking at the solution of what the problems that we have. So we spend 1,000 minutes talking to the problems, but nobody in the room comes and say, here's the solution. I don't care who come with the solution.
Yeah.
You understand? As long as we come up with one.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to allow somebody else.
I can't take that point, Patrick. Thank you this morning.
Yes.
Yeah, man. All right, cool. Have to break now for birthdays.
Jamaica's Spark program is investing $45 billion to improve roads, water, and telecom. Better infrastructure for a better future. The time by Spark is
8:47.
The Birthday Club is brought to you by Burger King, the best tasting burger under the sun.
Well. I'd rather be than with you. Yeah, loving you. Well, well, well. Day will make a way for night. All we'll need is candlelight and a song. Yeah, soft and long. Well, glad to be here alone with a lover unlike no other. Sad to see a new horizon slowly coming into view. Yeah, I wanna be living for the love of you. Oh yes, all that I'm giving.
That time of the morning when we tell some very special people happy birthday and happy anniversary. Happy birthday greetings going out to our friends on Facebook. Dwayne Lawrence, Romaine Pope, happy birthday. Happy birthday as well to Cheryl Hay, Frank Stamp, Kirk Lawrence, Julia Brown. Happy birthday as well to Leighton Bowen. Kamisha Dawkins, it's your birthday. Happy birthday to you as well. Wishing for you a wonderful day. Happy birthday to our YouTuber Glenn Binns, or should I say belated birthday greetings to you, Glenn. Celebrated your birthday yesterday. Hope you had a good Get them, Glenn.
Get them, Glenn.
Hope you had a good one. Happy birthday greetings also going out to our YouTuber Garth Richards, celebrating his birthday today. Happy birthday to you, Garth. Wishing for you a wonderful day. And a belated birthday greetings to a VIB, a very important birthday. It was Miss Ritimella Williams' birthday on Saturday. She celebrated her 90th birthday. Belated birthday greetings to you, Miss Williams, from your son, Tan Banton, wishing for you many, many more years to come. So belated birthday greetings to Miss Ritimella Williams. Hope you had a wonderful one.
I see Hermin saying happy birthday to her brother Noel King. More life, more energy, she says. So Hermin to Noel King, happy birthday, Kingman. Noel, yeah man.
Arlene Rose sending happy birthday blessings to her godbrother Glenn Hilton in Whitehall,
Another Glenn?
Salem, in St. Elizabeth. So happy birthday to you, Glenn. Wishing for you a great day. And here's another. So this is a belated birthday greeting as well for Joshua. Belated birthday greetings again to you, Joshua. Celebrated your 9th birthday. So happy birthday to you. Lots of love and blessings, of course, from the Sinclair family. Another VVIB, very, very important birthday here. Extra special birthday greetings going out to Cherise Rowe. Celebrating your birthday today, Cherise. Greetings coming from your husband, Ryan, your daughter, Raina, and your other relatives and friends. They're saying to you, enjoy your special day. Another VVIB, very, very important birthday here. Extra special birthday greetings going out to Peter Gay Rowe. Celebrating her birthday today as well. Greetings coming from your husband Rajiv and other relatives and friends. Enjoy your special day.
Yeah. If we change, can I do it now, King? Or I want to send. Okay, let's close out the birthday and come back with this.
The Birthday Club was brought to you by Burger King, the best tasting burger under the sun.
The late, great Jerry Butler died on the weekend. Jerry Butler started his career with some collaborations, and he was in a group with the great Curtis Mayfield, co-written some of the biggest hits, people like Otis Redding. He left music to go into the church and then of course into politics in the USA. Jerry Butler's songs, his music will live forever. Speaking of condolences on the passing of people, Tona, one of our own, lost her own tragically last week, Friday. Cara Powell, our editor, news editor here at Nationwide 90 FM, Cara Powell, lost her sister. And it hit us hard, still hitting us hard, still beating us bad here at Nationwide 90 FM. Cara, want you to know that you have in us strength and support. Your niece, Jada Edwards, was also a part of the team, also taking it hard, both of you, dealing with that and the rest of the family. And we want to wish you all the strength in this time and pledge our support through this time and beyond. Yeah? Losing a sibling is a tough thing. Losing a loved one is a tough thing. And we are here. We are here. I told her yesterday, we spoke again. I said, boy, Cara, if you're a man like me, we can't chat so much. The only time I don't know if it is when people dead. I don't know what to say.
Yeah.
And I really didn't know what to say to her. But she said, boy, George, me understand. You know?
Yeah. In these times, George, the most important thing is just to be present and to support. Yeah. Sometimes you don't have to say much, just be there. Yeah, and that is enough. Yeah,
and I can tell the listeners that Cara was there because when it was all happening and, certain things, and she went and, it's tough. It's tough. I can't imagine her looking and seeing her sister, her life just draining away and powerless.
Yeah.
So, that happened on Friday last. And condolences to the family. Or Jada or Cara, we love you in this time and beyond. All right.
They say that our love won't grow, but I just want to tell them that they don't know. For as long as you're in love with me, our love will grow wider, deeper than any sea. And of all
I'm seeing a couple more birthdays.
Yes.
Let me get those in before we go. Melissa Williams sending happy birthday to Gary Smikle, Gary Smikle, who's from the class of 07 of Tatius Golden High. So happy birthday to you, Gary. And Melissa is saying to you, bless up yourself, big man. So happy birthday. And Glenn is telling me that his birthday is actually today, Glenn Binns. It wasn't yesterday. Okay, Glenn, gotcha.
Right. Get them, Glenn.
So happy birthday to you, Glenn. Wishing for you a wonderful day today on your birthday.
Yeah, man, Glenn. Come forward, Glenn. Yeah,
and C. Hilton sending birthday blessings to Nathan Thompson, a.k.a. Bless, of Portmore, wishing him enough love and blessings from his longtime friend and Bible partner, Faithful.
So Michelle Simpson is sending happy 29th anniversary to herself and her husband, Lester. So Michelle and Lester, 29 not out, batting strong. Congratulations to both of you, all right? Thank you. All the best to you. Arlene Rowe, they tell us that she was burying her mom on Saturday?
No, she didn't.
So I'm realizing in the chat now that Arlene did. She sent mommy home on Saturday and saying that she bawled as she should.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Arlene, condolences going out to you. You never told us, but that's fine. I can understand that. But wish you and the family all the best in this time, Arlene. Yeah.
Sending you much love, Arlene. Okay, those are all the birthdays now. So if you're celebrating your birthday today, happy birthday to you. If it's your anniversary as well, happy anniversary to you.
I see some people in the chat try off of me, So see another Glenn here saying, I'm not messing with the Man George today. Him scrape a draw. Glenn, let me tell you the truth. Everton, man them worthless. Everton should have given me 6 love. Turn up at halftime, it should have been Everton 6, Manchester United 0. And it would have been a fair outcome.
At halftime, Everton was at what?
2-0.
2-0. And then Man U came
and
back
then we come scrape a draw. Yeah. But we shouldn't be in a position to draw that game. Them should have beat with to sickness. But then, talk to about Arsenal now. Well, you can't talk to about Chelsea because you don't get fixed from what? Friday, you get fixed up from Aston Villa. But Gunners, man, they want this. We don't know. Arsenal, we don't know, it's like, we don't know. Look like they set D-lines for Arsenal.
As we
I can't normal Obia man. I cannot no normal Obia man. Arsenal name the parchment paper. No, sir. Man, they want this different. Different what is that?
As we wrap, Mark Greensword is sending happy 36th wedding anniversary to the McLeods. That's Art and Annette McLeod in Dover District, St. Catherine.
Well done, 36.
Batting well.
Older than you?
Yes.
By far?
Not by far, George.
I'm trying to kill you. See you stay?
George, I don't need much to convince anybody of that to know.
That is true. That is true.
From their kids and favorite JP. So happy anniversary to the McLeods.
Watch Fabian Smith now. George, please leave Gunners, okay? Leave Gunners. You're right, man. Leave Gunners. I water Gunners them. But they won't listen.
Thank you so much for tuning in to Nationwide this morning, NTM. Thanks to our technical operator, Jermaine King, and our super producer, Michelle McRae Smith. Up next, the Consumer Hour with Norgay Banton, and at 10, Cliff Hughes Online. I'm Tana.
Water Gunners side, no good.
Good morning.
Tell me you love me.
You just heard Nationwide this morning on Nationwide 90 FM.
Let it be me.
Fearless and fair. Nationwide 90 FM.